Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Skullgirls Get Gr8. This is the audio test we will be starting soon. Please let me know if any of the commentators this week are a little too loud or a little too quiet. We want all of us to be about equally as loud, and the game should be just barely audible. If there are any recommendations that you would like to provide, please feel free to do so. We want the stream to be just perfect for you.
I have a recommendation.
Oh my god.
If you could play Ain't No Sunshine by Bill Withers, I would appreciate it.
Absolutely not. This VOD has to go on YouTube eventually.
Man, I play music all the time when I fucking host this shit.
You well, wait, really?
Yeah.
It just doesn't matter? What the fuck? I mean, I guess we get a total of like 5 viewers per video, so I don't think anyone has the time to flag it.
Yeah,
I'm surprised it doesn't get caught
You always tell me not to play music when I stream, and I just do anyway.
Damn. NG is very slightly quiet. Alright, I can fix that.
Yeah, okay.
This thing.
Yeah, I figured I'd give you some help because there's a ass load of people this time, and doing that dolo is... Oh shit,
people.
Sig's in the beginner's bracket, the legendary Japanese Sig.
Can't believe it.
Can't believe Sig's a beginner now after he snapped his disc in half. He was like the original like decent Beowulf, right? Because like Sage wasn't playing him that much at that time, right?
I honestly don't remember. There was one Beowulf who was like really well known for their movement. That might have been Sig. But that was super early on. Like that's before like Beowulf got even the hype changes and everything.
Yeah, because I remember the first tournament I saw from Skullgirls, I think, was the one that Sig like came to the US for. And everyone's like, what the fuck, he plays bad. And like his whole thing was that he was like very cocky and he played like multiple teams. And then he played Beowulf and he was like the only one.
That sounds familiar. I doubt this is the same Sig though.
Yeah, obviously not. But because Sig's in Japan also. But
yeah.
Because I remember there was something like McPeanuts. Oh, McPeanuts wanted to double blinded it. And like he did that, and he won the first game, but then he didn't have an answer to the counter pick. So like the double blind just won him the first game.
Damn.
He was like, so I was right about what his plan was. I just couldn't beat it. I was like, okay,
Whoops. Yeah.
That's pretty. I was like, that's pretty interesting. That sucks. Like kind of when you know what someone's gonna do, but you're just like not good enough to do anything about it.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes like your fingers just aren't there, your muscle memory's just not there, even if you know their game plan. It always sucks.
Yeah, or if you just don't have the answer in your head either. It's like there's a lot of that's like I know like what a lot of like peacocks or Beowulfs are gonna do in like given situations, and I just do the same thing I always do, which loses, and I'm like, fuck.
Yeah.
It's just like I'm just too stupid to like think of a better answer.
And then there's ambiguous 50-50s, and you're just like, alright, well, I could
Not even that, it's like sometimes it's just like, oh, I've seen the situation 100 times, I lose it every time, let's do the same thing that I do anyway.
For me, it's that stupid Eliza cross under, the one where she like, there's a skeleton, but it's like off camera.
Oh, I've never blocked that once in my life.
I've never blocked it, and like, I think I'm not gonna block it till the day I die, but honestly, I don't think I'm gonna run too many Elizas in tournaments, so I think I'm fine with that. Like, fuzzy.
But I've never blocked that, and you have to remember, one of the people I've played the most in Skullgirls is an Eliza main. Like, I've literally never blocked it. Pleasure would only do it like once per match. I'm like, why don't you just do this every time? You know I'm not gonna block it.
Maybe because, I don't know. It makes it harder to learn things if it's not being done to you often enough. Obviously. It's just dirty play.
Yeah, so if anyone ever plays me with Eliza and wants to know me, just do the segment cross under, and I literally cannot block it. I don't know why. I just cannot block it.
Can't be done. It looks exactly like two other things, so it's like, you just never block the right direction.
Well, isn't there no mix-up for it? It's always just cross
It's just always cross under, yeah, but like, the animation itself looks really similar, and like, it's mostly off-screen, so it's like, very obscured.
That's the main thing, is that it's hard to do. On Big Man, you can actually, I think, do like a triple cross under or something, but like it's very janky. But like that's just on band, like whatever, who gives a fuck? Like, just match it at the right time. Because if you get Timpani on segment, you're free. Like, you're home free.
Alright. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Skullgirls Get Great. What we do here is we match you up against a relatively even opponent and provide constructive criticism on your play. We're not going to tell you everything that's wrong with your play, but we will tell you just enough so you have something to practice until next week. If you are a little bit confused about any advice we give or feel like it's not enough or whatever, feel free to reach out to us. Just add us on the Discord. You can find the Discord if you haven't joined it somehow by typing !DISCORD into Twitch chat. You'll be provided a link. Use that link.
And just
join the
that
Discord.
y'all don't know how to spell.
Hell yeah.
Oh wait, shit! I need to open up Steam.
They haven't learned to iron out the brain wrinkles just yet.
Dude, yeah, you gotta smooth that shit out. Steam clean. Oh, I need to update Skullgirls.
Our first matchup today is going. Yeah, there's a new netcode patch. This is probably the last one.
Dude, I'm still. It makes good connections like not just okay.
That's what the latest one is supposed to fix. So the good connections like choking a little bit was due to a really old bug, I think, and Mike Z's been trying to fix that for a while, and right now I've heard that like this should be it. If it's still happening, then people are still gonna be reporting stuff. I think Sunset was still experiencing it, but I don't know.
What's WF?
I have no idea.
His ping says WF 124 milliseconds.
Oh, Wi-Fi. I forgot about that. Yeah, that's right. They added a Wi-Fi.
Oh, there's a Wi-Fi indicator now?
Yeah.
Dude, did it show up on Quick Match?
I don't know. I'd assume so.
Dude, like...
That's what it's for?
Like,
I would assume that's what it's for.
Yo, that's gonna make fucking life way easier.
Hell yeah. Imagine going to EVO and seeing like 3 players with like the Wi-Fi thing. They would get so much shit.
Yeah, I mean, but then people are gonna cry false positive, obviously, right?
Well, there are... Yeah, because I mean, if you read the patch notes, there is a chance that it will be a false positive. It detects any sort of Wi-Fi on the... what's it called? The If it detects any sort of Wi-Fi connected on your laptop, even if you're not using it, it'll basically accuse you for using Wi-Fi.
Well, that's good. My PC doesn't even have a Wi-Fi card in it.
Oh, yeah. Just my laptop is connected to Wi-Fi, but no one said anything about WF until DeepShock joined, so I think I'm fine.
Yeah, yours is fine to me.
Yours
looks fine to me.
I've tricked the system. But, we're gonna go ahead and get started. Our first matchup of the evening is going to be... I think it's these two. Let me double check on that, though.
Dude. The guy who's not on Wi-Fi, though, has the OD ping.
Mm-hmm. Turned off your Wi-Fi adapter entirely. Yeah, I considered doing that, but, like, it's fine. I don't know. I move my laptop around a lot. I work.
Yeah, I mean, yours looks fine right now, so yeah, I don't think it's a problem for you.
Good shit. One moment while you solve this problem. Hide your crime. Let's see. Play on laptop Wi-Fi. Sometimes game defaults to Wi-Fi even with Ethernet. Yeah, there are false positives. We just talked about that. Just turned off Wi-Fi adapter entirely. Hello. Hey there, Dose Whales. How's it going?
But I guess unless, like, I've run into someone already and, like, I know, like, I'm probably gonna dodge every Wi-Fi player then on QM.
Oh, hell yeah. I mean, from my perspective, it's like, it's just a priority thing, right? Where it's like, ah, shit, it's been like half an hour and I haven't found a single match.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm trying to play, like, right now, right, I'm trying to learn new characters, so I need to play whatever. It's actually probably better if I play worse, like, people, right? So that I don't have to, like, think so hard about doing reactive shit. But, like, if I'm actually trying to play someone, like, and work on shit, like, work on, like, neutral, like, hell no am I playing a Wi-Fi player. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, no, this is totally a deal breaker. Like, the Wi-Fi indicator is a big deal. And then, like, hopefully more and more people shut up about complaining about it on Twitter and stuff. Because, like, that stuff was always important. X1 said you went next level because your Wi-Fi in your house isn't even working right now. Oh, hell yeah. I hate Wi-Fi so much I smashed my router.
Where'd DeepShock go? He talked too much shit about his Wi-Fi?
He said he was gonna fix the problem, so I think that's it. I think he's just talking about it. Yeah.
I'm gonna turn on the air conditioning then while we wait.
Aight. Take your time. For the record, at least at this level, I will not complain if you guys are using Wi-Fi. I know it's not optimal practice, but like it's not that big of a deal. So don't feel any shame if you're stuck playing on Wi-Fi. Like, feel free to still sign up and feel free to, like, just play on it. If there's a connection issue, then I might ask you to clean that up a bit, but I don't think there will be.
I might ask you to get a technician right over to your house, expose yourself to the coronavirus, and then play Skullgirls.
At this level,
feels
yes.
Playable to different people is different, right? Like, and that was my problem with the patch too. Is like, I mean, like, it doesn't really matter so much to me, but if anyone was like trying to like get a good feel for like, you know, tournament play, right, offline play, like the patch would just completely remove that ability.
Well, from my perspective, like, there's no way to prepare for proper offline play, and that's just because I'm just salty about this. But like, different PS4s feel completely different. Like, it just doesn't. There's no getting used to it.
The first time I played on a PS4, I won the tournament. and I was using an adapter. Remember too, I was using Xbox with the PS4 adapter. So like, and that was the first time I had ever played on a PS4 Skullgirls.
Your Wi-Fi simulator right there, your adapter.
So like, it works. Oh yeah, the dude actually killed the Wi-Fi. What the fuck? Good shit, man.
Mad respect. All right, let's go. I
thought he was joking.
No, I respect that. That's awesome. All right, let's do it. Both of you can ready up. We're gonna go ahead and start our first match. We have a lot to get through today, so let's make sure we keep the show on the road. We will be playing only 3 matches per round this time around, and that's 3 flat games. It's not a best of 3. 3 flat games. You will always play 3 games. Normally we do 5, but like the cutoff for me is like 12 people. If there's more than 12 people, we switch to what's it called? 3 games per round. Apologies for anyone who's looking forward to playing 5, but you can always play more games with these people. Just it has to be off stream.
Yeah.
Are there Xbox to PS4 adapters? Absolutely.
Yeah, there's I had a 360 to PS4 adapter because I was using a Quamba Q1 for the beginning of when I was going to locals. Actually, yeah, I've actually never used this Obsidian at a tournament.
Oh wow.
Right, because I used the Q1 at CEO Talking, and then I stopped going to tournaments.
Oh yeah, yeah. You got the combo way after that.
I went to Salty once when I moved back here, right, to say hi to everyone, and I used the Obsidian there.
Did you play in Salty when you were there?
Yeah, like, why not? I'm already, like, traveling, like, the 45 minutes to go there, right?
Yeah, makes sense.
Like, I got Weatherby to give me a ride and everything, like...
Alright, so a couple of things right away. So first thing, something good you guys did is you immediately backed off when you started the match. That's good. Try to get a feel for what your opponent's trying to do, how aggressive they are. That's almost always like when you're starting off a set. It's a good decision to do. Another thing, though, is I saw the Robo end their block string on a heavy. If you want to make it safe, you can go into light beam, but then your pressure has to stop. But realistically, you should never be going past a medium, or optimally, if you were at a really high level, 2 hits of a light ever again. Like you should not be going past that.
I think light beam is technically -6, right?
It's -6, so it's jabbable at like specific distances. Like if you're in jab range, then it's bad.
If they push block at all, you can you can make it safe.
Pretty much.
But normally, a lot of people just frame trap with dangers also. And if you don't understand the words I'm saying, don't worry about it, because it's not super applicable right now. So yeah, if you're going past a medium, then go all the way to L beam. Also, if you're gonna build the heads, you should use them. The Mega missing, no problem.
Yeah.
Wow, that didn't dead zone at that distance. That's crazy.
Yeah, it was really weird. Well, I mean, it might be just because Robo's stance is so wide, but I'm not sure.
Yeah,
I think that
Robo's like Robo's weird for like her size versus her weight. Okay. Also, I know that's not true, but she feels like she's heavier than like the other medium weights.
She does, doesn't she? And also, just I mean, it might just be the animations, like because like when she walks, the entire stage shakes. It could be related to that, but like I don't know.
I think it's just the herd box size, because like Eliza and Parasol feel like floatier than she does. You know what I mean? Someone joined.
I have no idea. Sam might have joined. I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
I am joined, and I'm here to tell you that she's heavy. She feels heavy, but she's a robot. It's the only reason.
It's the lore.
The only reason.
Alright. So, exactly what Kenji said, you gotta make sure you're using the heads. If you notice your opponent is blocking or you think your combo's gonna end, just go ahead and use the mine or the head rocket. It kind of puts them in... It's like a pseudo lockdown, almost. It's better to have an assist, obviously, that's dedicated to that, but, like, at least it'll force your opponent to keep on respecting you. That's good. The crossbows are working really, really well, so maximum, I'm just gonna tell you, like, you gotta practice blocking a little bit more, be a little bit more patient. Know when it's your turn. I saw you get counter hit a couple of times, which means you did try to jab out of pressure. there's like things like that. Another big thing was goddamn, I'm spacing out. What was the? There was like one more thing I wanted to say specifically about the robo, and I can't remember now.
Also, since we have a lot of beginners here, and this was actually like weirdly hard to find out when I was a beginner, there are 3 weight classes in this game. There's light, medium, and heavy, and they affect like characters' fall speeds essentially. So like you'll do the combo the same way pretty much, barring some certain like hurt box issues. The same way on all characters within a weight class. So heavies are Big Band and Double. Medium weights are Parasol, Eliza, Beowulf, Robo Fortune, and Sarabella. And lights are Philia, Fukua, Peacock, Painwheel, Valentine, and Misfortune. That's all of them, right? That's all the characters?
Yeah, that should be it, I think. I don't think there's anybody?
Yeah. And typically, if you're practicing a combo, most people, when you're first starting out, you practice it on Parasol, because she has a big hurt box and she's medium fall speed, which usually means combos are the easiest to do on her. To the point that there are sometimes Parasol-specific routes that are only possible on her for certain characters.
Use a beam. I see you're practicing TK beams. That's like way ahead of what you should be doing right now, but like, still something I respect. Good use of Tumble Run because it is armored.
Yeah. Good use of the Mine because it's a sweep. The duality of man. That's actually like I really like that addition of Mine being a sweep.
Is it? Wait, hold on a second.
Yeah.
So like you can't SSJ through that?
No.
Interesting.
So you see, she just got counter hit out of run for touching the Mine.
That's awesome.
Yeah. That's actually a really good change. What I don't like is it being it being like safe on counter hit, on like your own counter hit. Yeah. I don't like that at all. Like you get hit as Robo and Mine just works and gives you a full combo.
Yeah, it's one of the few special things that the Mines still do. Because I remember back when she was originally changed to make the beams a lot better, like people were complaining the heads were pretty much useless at this point.
Yeah, they were. I mean, like, missiles was, like, level 3 missiles is the only useful thing, right?
Yeah. I still think Mine is pretty good in pressure, but, like, you never need to do that because you should never be near your opponent in the first place.
And now missiles are, like, fucking useless, except for what I've shown you, which is secret.
You should say it on stream, Crank. Just say it. It's not a secret anymore.
It's quite the secret.
No, there's
it's also
no
not
secret.
something you can describe in, like, 5 seconds.
No secrets in Get Gr8, Crank.
There's always secrets in Get Gr8.
Dude, no one knows about my fucking secret fortune recess that I can't do, but I know about.
If not, priority combos, blah blah. No, my cat heads. We see. You just learned that LP plus MP is a dash macro. Yes. So I'm gonna. So it's actually not great for B&Bs because the thing is you can buffer a double forward input so that you'll get a dash. So you can get a micro dash jab out of whatever point you need in your combo. For the light punch plus medium punch macro, the issue with that is it has to be frame perfect. You have to press both of them on the same frame, and it also has to be while you are not in any sort of recovery. It does not have any buffer if you're trying to do that. So because of that, it's like actually really tough to use in combos. It's mostly used for neutral, so you can block dash.
What I do and what I know most people do, I think, is I use 2 buttons for if I'm either chaining dashes or I'm doing IADs, and I use stick for doing any other dash.
Mm-hmm.
And that includes in combos, because like there's a 5-frame buffer.
And if anyone wants to really experiment with it, this is way more advanced than what any of you guys should be working on.
It's technically better done to make all your dashes macros right, because it's like straight up faster, but it requires more precision that isn't worth the trade-off for most people yet, myself included.
That's definitely true. But if anyone does want to experiment with it, something I found out a long time ago, and a lot of you in chat probably already heard this from me, but if you press the dash macro twice, like light punch, medium punch twice, then you'll get a micro dash jab. If you press light punch, medium punch, light kick twice, you'll get the micro dash grab instead. So, just something you want to experiment with.
Also, another problem with it being like a macro is for dash is that if you're like blocking and you go to push block, but they stop the pressure, you end up backdash and you can get caught out because of that.
Okay. No, Deep Shock says they had to take a phone call and they have to go. That's totally understandable. In that case, I mean, I don't want to hold up the stuff, so I guess just go ahead and kill your opponent, and we'll move on. The what?
Work on some combos.
Yeah, show me your B&B.
Start with a medium.
So I'm gonna take this opportunity to tell both these players, hopefully, like, Deep Shot comes back and watches this VOD. Something extremely important that I need to tell all beginners. You're gonna hear me say this over and over again during the beginner bracket. Please learn a B&B. Type !B&B into Twitch chat, and you'll be linked to the B&B compendium. This isn't the most optimized combos or anything like that, but they are combos that will help you learn the most common links for your character. The reason I tell you to learn a B&B first is because it's the best way to get familiar with your character's buttons, your character's spacing, so on and so forth. You might think, like, oh, like, I just need to learn to combo for big damage. Like, no. If you're new to fighting games, that's what a lot of players think. But combos are literally just the beginning. Combos help you get into your character, so we can start talking about more advanced things, like resets, corner carries, frame traps, stuff like that. Like, stuff that's unique to your character. We can't really teach you until you are more familiar with it. So make sure you guys know a full undizzy B&B. No dropping. We recommend being able to do it 10 times in a row in both directions on every character. Or at least every character weight.
Yeah. Most characters don't have... Again, it's just timing varies. Like, for Sarabella, for instance, the timing of the medium punch, heavy kick, jump string, restand varies depending on character. I think it actually, like, it does vary based on, like, character, too. I remember it's, like, harder to do on Squiggly than it is on Philia, which is annoying as fuck.
Mm-hmm. The character hitboxes change things a lot. Like, I find a lot of combos difficult to do on double just because she gets so small in the air, or whenever she's in knockdown state, because she turns into a tiny ball. It's really annoying.
I mean, Squiggly combos especially, like, are hard on double.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. Alright, let's see. So, that's 3 games. We're gonna go ahead and...
Kenji Pog, I don't get it. Are we making new emotes for this channel?
Oh. I definitely don't have the viewership to make more than one emote.
That's because Dr. Doctor doesn't usually see, like, what do you call it, commentate that often these days, I guess is why I think Kenji Pog.
I've played against him while in voice.
Yeah, you've played against him, but, like, you don't get to... You don't do Get Gr8 more than, like, once a month, I think. Although I usually don't ask for help from, like, more than once a month.
You don't do Get Gr8. You're just happy to see me. Or is that a rocket in your pocket?
We don't do Tristan Alliance here. This isn't League.
I'm an 80 carry main now, Sam.
This is Skullgirls. We don't do jokes in here.
Okay, who's next? I don't know how to pronounce that.
Constring, I don't know. That's how I just... Because, like, STR is usually string. But, like, Constring versus Sig.
Is that a
Conster, if I'm supposed to pronounce it differently, just let me know. But Constring versus Sig is going to be up. For the Sig, I know is new to using lobby links, so how that works is there's a Steam lobby link. I've linked it all over the place. What you do is you put that into your browser, it'll launch Steam, which will launch Skullgirls, which will launch the lobby inside of Skullgirls. So go ahead and get in here, click that link, you'll be good to go.
Yeah. Let's...
I said version mismatch. Are you using the Skullgirls beta?
Alright, here, let's post the instructions somewhere. I'll get them up.
Y'all using GGPO patch? Yeah, we are using the GGPO patch.
Where's the instructions?
Sig, not the person I just sent the instructions to. Who did I just send the instructions to? Oh, I think I might have sent it to Ajax. Yeah, so we just posted the instructions in the Discord, like in the Get Gr8 chat. We can link it again, like it's right there.
Also, Doctor, why are you happy to see Kenji, but you ain't happy to see me? Heck you, Doctor.
It's your bully, Sam. As opposed to Kenji.
Dude, I'm an upstanding young man.
You are neither of those things.
You're neither upstanding, nor young, nor a man.
Yeah, none of those two things.
Well, there are 3 kinds of people in this world: those who can count and those who can't.
Frank, shut up.
It's like people who can finish lists.
Alright. Jupiter saying Bev would be proud to see that icon.
Well, was Bev really into Jet Set Radio?
I can only assume.
not playing Squiggly, even though...
Oh, the
it has
Corgi. Yeah, I thought that... Corgi was sunglasses.
Oh, Valhalla. Okay. Alright. Philia mirrors. We need to get to jump. Oh, okay, first jump of the game. Oh, that old school combo.
Okay. Slightly slow on the air dashes. Mind your
Also,
IED is a thing.
You don't want to be running up and pressing mediums just because, you know, they're slow. Typically you run up and you do, yeah, like that, crouch short because it's faster, and a low, so it doesn't just get blocked by literally anything, right? Because then if they're blocking it all, right, run up jab is faster, obviously, but. Alright, again, if you're gonna go for a medium range thing, I wouldn't recommend using the hairball because it's unsafe on block and it's slow and it's multiple hits, which means you can get you can get punished harder than otherwise. So if you're gonna do mid distance stuff, typically Philia likes to do crouch fierce. It's not great. Philia's not great at mid range because she's a rushdown character. She's like a pretty pure rushdown character. But yeah, if you want to play footsies mid range with her, you want to use like stand strong, crouch fierce, that sort of deal.
So quick tip for IAD stuff, just because I noticed you guys whiffed it twice by now at least. Just as you hit up forward, the jump startup is 4 frames. So if you don't know about frame data, don't worry about it right now. But basically, jump startup is really, really short. So if you hold up forward and then press light punch, medium punch, almost like exactly as your feet are taking off the ground, you will do the shortest possible air dash, and then you can press a button. So then you will be doing the literal instant air dash, like jab. Also, using jumping hard punch as the instant air dash button is kind of told to you by the tutorial. It's really bad. Don't actually do that. It's okay for air to air, but you actually probably are better off using a medium or a light, like jumping light kick, and I think jumping medium punch are the 2 most popular ones. Jumping medium punch if you're like not really sure if your opponent's gonna be pressing a button, and jumping light kick if you are just trying to mix up your opponent.
I only use jump fierce, IAD
really?
fierce. Yeah.
Why?
But that's because I suck. Because I suck
okay.
first.
Right.
But like it worked. Like you've seen my Philia, right? Like I only IAD fierce. Like I don't even run up low.
Yeah, it's like.
But yeah, typically you use IAD. Yeah, you use IAD strong, or you use short roundhouse, or the one that's safest and usually hardest to block is light punch, light kick.
Yeah. You did mention jumping hard kick, and that one's also really good. But again, that's for like resetting or mixing up your opponent more than what's it called? Than actually like applying pressure. Because it crosses over. Timing out.
Also, you want to be careful about doing ringlet. That's the spike move in neutral like that, because they can just not stand in one place and like destroy you. It's a very, very committal move that doesn't have a big hitbox and isn't fast either. So I'd be careful about doing that.
I mean, it's a projectile, so for all intents and purposes, yes, it's a gun.
Wait, what?
Ringlet spiral is a projectile.
Yeah, but that doesn't make it a gun.
I know, I'm just...
By that definition, like everything that is not a gun is a gun.
Absolutely. I don't know what happened. I don't know. I guess we got kicked from it, so we won't count this match. We'll do 2 more matches after this. We're all winners in GG8. We're all licensed gun users in GG8.
I'm still in the game. Did you drop?
I dropped, yeah, so you might have to radio it.
Yeah. I mean, it was more of kind of what we're seeing. Again, just making sure that you're trying to whiff punish things or trying to block punish things. And then, obviously, cleaning up the combos. You guys seem to be missing, the IAD into medium punch, air dash cancel into medium punch string. So just work on that. I mean, that's just a thing you grind out, right? Like, there's no trick to it. It's just doing it faster.
That was really short. Wait. Was that actually the whole game?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah, that one was a lot shorter than the last one. So it was.
I felt like they just got out of character select, honestly.
I'm not paying super strict attention because it's kind of just you're kind of just feeling out the buttons, right? So like,
that's fair.
I think probably Probably some coins got flipped.
Also, question, Crank, is my mic a lot better now? Because plugging it in helps.
Yes. Your mic is significantly better. I can actually hear you without you cutting out every 5 seconds.
Perfect!
Okay. I like that he didn't commit past the medium. Good stuff.
I also like the run-up grab attempts. I respect it.
Yeah.
It's a good like fighting game fundamental that's neglected a lot in this game.
Someone was actually talking about like better ways to open up their opponent. That's like one of the lab questions that we'll do in the 4th week of the month. It's actually interesting because the easiest answer I can give to that is just run up and grab your opponent more. That's the easiest way to deal with your opponent. Like, grabs aren't obviously the end-all be-all answer to like opening up your opponent, but like when you start grabbing your opponent more, you start putting the fear in them that a grab can come out, that you're willing to use that option, and that changes up what your opponent's willing to do a lot. That leads into the whole discussion of neutral, Yomi, conditioning, etc. But I guess a short answer, just grab more is a really good way to open up your opponent.
Yeah, worked for me for so long, remember?
For everybody for so long.
They'll never expect the 50th grab reset. That was my thing for a while, remember?
Spoken like a true grappler main.
Yeah. Grapplerphilia plus zonerphilia.
Well, she has more command grabs than like... She has more grabs than a lot of people.
She has 2.
She's...
And they're the same.
She has 2... She has the armored grab, she has the command grab, she has her normal grab, she has the hit grab, she has...
Oh wait, we're counting hit grabs and the universal grabs?
If we don't count them,
Yeah.
she has 2. By that logic,
Yeah,
Band has... What? Band also has 2, right? In that case?
What?
Band has 1. Yeah, yeah, well, I guess the anti-air grab is only a real grab one way. So...
Well, also it can be blocked.
It can only be blocked on the way down.
Yeah, but like, it's not a grab if it can be blocked. In my book.
Okay. I mean, it's a true grab one way, and it's a hit grab the other way, so it's like, alright, whatever. But if we don't want to count that, then yeah, Band is considered a grappler character, and he has less grabs than Fuqua.
Who considers Band a grappler character?
A lot of people. It's, all of those titles, nonetheless, are completely unimportant. Like, it doesn't actually matter. How do you join these again? Well, you can find the signups. They go live at the end of Sunday or early Monday in, like, either our Twitter, our Discord, our Steam group, Reddit. Jesus Christ, I put this everywhere. Skullheart forums. If you type exclamation mark... Actually, I have no idea what the fuck it is. Exclamation mark Skullgirls...
Sign up?
Great. No, exclamation mark sign up. Exclamation mark help. Give me a second.
I just think, like, telling players that, like, Band is a grappler makes them probably think they should be going for some, like, big... like, grab open up, which Band just, like, doesn't have. Band actually has, like, one of the worst grab combos in the game.
Mm-hmm.
So that's, like, really
it's...
weird.
Yeah, I know.
And his command grab leads to a worse combo than his normal grab, also. And it only works in the corner anyway. I mean, in terms of giving you the combo. It'll give you hard knockdown, which is not bad.
He was definitely not designed to be a grappler character, even by Mike Z's standards. Because Mike Z's standard is that if you're a grappler character, you should be able to convert off your grabs. And you can't really do that.
He's a non-grappler heavy. Like, you know. Like Hugo. I guess Hugo does have command grabs. But, like, he doesn't... His gameplay's not fully centered around him. He's more mainly around clap spacing.
Okay, it is
it doesn't matter if like if Para has a grab or not, and if it's bad or whatever. If she has a grab, and you have to fear it. That's the point of a grab. You gotta be scared of them.
I made these like commands like 3 years ago, and I don't remember any of them. But anyways, if you type exclamation mark get great, it can link you to the Skullheart thread, which you can subscribe to, so you get an email every week when signups go out. You'll see the Steam group where we post updates every week. You'll see the Reddit where we post every week. We literally put signups anywhere and everywhere as long as you want to. You can also follow our Twitter and get notifications about it. Like, if you if you want the signups, there are a billion ways to get it.
Channel?
Wait, what?
I can get spam email from this Twitch channel?
Not spam email from this Twitch channel, from the Skullheart thread. If you subscribe to the Skullheart thread, like, it sends you an email every week. Whenever we send you, like, a
Interesting.
Post. Yeah.
Also, speaking of people who have more command grabs than Big Band, Valentine.
Oh, yeah.
PS2. They both do the same thing, one just does more damage.
Isn't one of them
No, you can't block your level 3.
Not the level 3, the other one. So...
Mortuary drop?
No, Mortuary drop. Okay, that one's a real grab. But I thought... Can you block a level 3? No. You can block a level 3.
No. No, I don't think so. I don't know, Valentine's one of those characters I actively try not to know about.
I'm pretty sure you can block a level 3, but I don't actually remember.
I think you're lying. Also, again, it's just like, for you guys learning B&Bs, like, you're getting the hits with Fortune because you know how to IAD, right? Which is good, because it's one of those characters that's good at getting those high-low mix-ups. But yeah, it's like, just learn a B&B so that you can get your, get the damage off your hit, you know what I mean? Like, makes you have to open up your opponent less times. And for Valentine, Valentine's really good in the air. She's, like, one of the better defensive, like, characters I consider, like, being a defensive archetype in this game. And so like her just being at super jump and like double jump height with her is really good because her shurikens cover a very good angle, and then her jump in buttons are fairly disjointed. Because yeah, just running at your opponent, especially like on the ground, isn't great. Like again, she has like these weird like IAD mix-ups, but they're not super strong if you haven't won your turn already. And again, just learning a B&B also, because, again, you want to get damage when you get the hits, right? Because it's hard to get the hit, so might as well get the most you can out of them. Ooh, air grab reset. Oh, drop that combo. Oh, we're actually doing grab resets, what the fuck? Also, so you'll learn this if you learn a combo, but typically, so there's damage. The way scaling works in this game is just by number of hits. Every hit like scales the same amount. So doing like 10 hits like that in your first 3 buttons isn't good because it's gonna completely just like kneecap your damage. Yeah. So you want to not do that. I know that's like a big trap a lot of Valentines coming through because like hit confirming in this game isn't that hard. And like every confirm pretty much leads to a full combo, so you don't want to like take the time to press all your multi-hits in your first string.
Based on that, I would like to link this video from Liam, which talks about damage scaling and how to actually do damage and not use a lot of multi-hitting moves early on in your combo. Please watch that video. Don't feel free. Literally, please watch that video. It doesn't matter too much right now, but as you cross over to the intermediate bracket, which we're getting closer and closer to, this is going to become more and more important, so it might be good to squeeze it out of your muscle memory now to not use like multi-hitting lights as much as possible in the beginning.
Yeah, it's just a good habit to not get into. And then, also, I guess since we have a lot of people who are new to the game, there is not hit stun scaling in this game. So every time you hit with a move, it'll act in the same way. So you don't have to worry about like things dropping at like weird points. It's all height dependent, and then to prevent infinites, there's what's what we call the infinite prevention system, and it just means you can't start strings with the same move after a certain point. And then there's the green bar, which is undizzy.
Yeah.
The game has drama, and that prevents combos from just going too long. All that shit's in the tutorial, and it's explained in more specifics. The way the tutorial explains it is actually pretty good. It's just like a lot for a beginner to like make sense of. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, it takes like a few dozen hours before you can get a feel of how any of that stuff works.
I mean, it takes like a while before it even matters to you at a real point. Because like if you just memorize a B&B that someone else tells you, then like it doesn't like really matter.
Yeah,
also, so a lot of hard tags. Almost no hard tag is safe on block, so like you don't want to be doing that. Didn't tech.
Just a reminder that was not one combo, but that was in fact 3. So work on those links.
I mean, you're probably just mashing hard tag out of it.
Have we seen raw tags? Because I wasn't paying attention. I was responding to somebody.
Yeah, they were literally spamming hard tag back and forth. Yeah, you don't want to do it. I've talked at length about this before, but typically it's just like no hard tag is safe on block. Valentine's is like hard to punish, but you can also make it whiff by just jumping at all. What else? Like Squigglies is hard to punish on block, but it's pretty easy to make whiff. if Fortune is coming in headless, then that's actually just safe. For the most part, but other than that, yeah, there's no safe on block. And Parasols is hard to punish, but that's it.
Yeah. So while we get our next players in, which are let's see, Hentai versus Subterram. Yeah, Hentai versus Subterram. While you guys are trying to get in, I would like to mention the B&B Compendium one more time. The things you guys should be working on most is learning a B&B. As I said before, you want to be able to do your B&B 10 times in a row in both directions on at least each character weight. This is extremely important for getting familiar with the character, not just learning a long combo. You will learn better combos and more combos as time progresses, but for now it is important that you just get used to the spacing, get a feel for your characters, more familiar with the button, build some muscle memory, just so we can start talking about more advanced things and like start looking past the stuff that you're dropping. So make sure you guys are practicing your B&Bs. Like, is probably the #1 concern right now.
Also, feels better. You know what I mean? It's like because you're like mashing mad buttons, and then like if you can be like, all right, well, I mashed the buttons, now I get to do a combo. It just like keeps you more motivated because at least you feel like you have some agency over something.
I definitely agree with that. What were you gonna say?
Frank, just because some people were like asking about it and you explain it a lot better. Somebody was asking like these tournaments are every Saturday, and people were explaining it wasn't a tournament. So I thought you could like just explain it in general, so you could.
Yeah, sure. So. Yeah, sure thing. So if you want a tournament, it's every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central, etc. That's a standard Skullgirls tournament where we use like actual major rules and things like that. Here, it's just a matchmaking system more than anything. We match up against a relatively even opponent. You play a set number of games, and then we provide constructive criticism. You go back, watch the VODs. Do not keep the stream on while you are playing. Go back and watch the VODs afterwards and take a few notes, ask questions if you have to in the Discord, and then practice the things we talked about. And then improve a little bit, and you sign up every week so you can get in a little bit of practice every week and hopefully get some feedback on how much progress you're making, so on and so forth. You get to see how well you are progressing as you like slowly go up the bracket and then eventually qualify for intermediate, so on and so forth. It's not a tournament because there's no competition. It doesn't matter who wins at all. It's just mostly a matter of like getting in a few games so we can talk about what you're struggling with the most right now. Also, if you have questions, this is a good forum for asking those things.
It's not safe on block. Yeah, so experiment with punishing shit on block. Again, the best way to learn is just by trying it out. So like they stop hitting you, like just try and hit them and see what happens. And then next time try and hit them faster. Yeah. See, like that, right? See, they stop hitting you. You notice that there's a gap. Just hit them.
Like, again, I don't want to talk about frame data and plus and minus too much right now, but basically something you want to keep in mind, Subterram, is the shadow specials that you're using them at the end of every heavy. Those will not make your pressure safe. They will not let you continue your pressure, because there's a huge gap between them. You have other specials like fireballs and drills that you can kind of frame trap with, if that's the route you want to go. But ideally, you stop if you notice your opponent's blocking after a medium. That's what you want to practice.
But, sure, so yeah, none of the shadows are safe, although L, typically people don't know how to... Because you have to up forward out of it, and you have to push block for it to not be safe. Fireballs also typically aren't safe because they don't push back at all. So if they push block the middle of the string at all, it's not a good idea. But it can work. So typically L drill is it's -3 on block, but safe. And usually it doesn't matter if they push block because it's a multi-hit and it lasts so long.
And again, if frame data doesn't make much sense to you, don't worry about it right now. Just kind of follow the instructions and understand it later.
What you're doing.
Well, you guys seem to have beginner brackets sorted, so my master knowledge is not useful here. So I'm gonna head out.
All right, enjoy yourself, Sam.
I'll probably like head back in like near the end of it, but I'm gonna head out.
I mean, if Penny and you are available, we'll try that GGPO footsies out.
Yeah. All right. Let's do it. Okay.
All right.
See you later.
See you.
Bye.
How far are we in? We're still in beginners. We got 20 people this time. Not 20, 18? 20? I don't know. I think one person had to like drop out and then another person accidentally registered twice. Or something like that, yeah. It was really close to 20.
Also, dude, I got a secret strategy to sign up for the tournament.
What? What do you mean?
I'm gonna sign up for a tournament and use a secret strategy.
You use a secret strategy?
Yeah,
secret
dude.
fortune strategy or just like secret strategy in general? I don't think you want to expose that on stream.
No, it's a secret, but I'm letting you know right now that you're not going to be happy about it.
I mean, that's fine, but I'm also really confused. that you're signing up for a tournament at all.
So that's how you know that it's gonna be stupid.
Alright. I'm not gonna like it.
That should tell you how bad this is gonna be for you. But this is a strategy. This is a strategy I have to practice, so it's probably not gonna be the next tournament.
I have a couple ideas of what it could be, but we'll see.
You might know what it is. Because you know that the strategy exists. I just don't know if you like can tell from what I'm telling you.
It could be like 3 or 4 different things, but we'll see.
Also, okay, so you're doing like stand roundhouse a lot in neutral. That move is slow and not safe on block and has a lot of recovery, so it's not very safe on whip either. So I would advise against doing that. Again, like if you're in close range, just press your light buttons. They're your fastest buttons. Typically crouch short.
Penta has a full B&B down, and their movement is getting there. Like, they're doing IADs and stuff. They're looking pretty good.
I was like almost a Fuku B&B. Oh, yeah, didn't catch the tech. Couldn't try to L Shadow. Oh god. Playing actual footsies and Skullgirls? Oh.
It's solo versus solo. It's the only time you're ever going to see footsies.
It's true.
Well won. Actually, both these players are... They have decent fundamentals already. Like, some of their movement is down. They got B&Bs. They're not super consistent with it. They're not converting off of everything. They're super unsafe all the time. Like, they're pressing the wrong normals, or ending the block strings on wrong normals with specials, and not really getting a good feel of like what's safe and what's not safe. I feel like if you guys put in like maybe a dozen more hours, you might be ready for intermediate. We might be able to start talking about a bit more advanced stuff. It's just like your fundamentals need a little bit of work, and that's it. And that's kind of hard to tell you how to improve, more than like us just talking like, hey, be more safe, like don't end on heavy and things like that. So just honestly play a lot more games. If you play a bunch more games and just learn to be a little bit more safe, you might be ready for intermediate. I'll leave a discretion to you. You guys are in that weird gray area where it's like I might recommend intermediate, might not. So it's up to your own discretion whether you want to be intermediate or not. If you think practicing your basics, fundamentals, and consistency is more important, like for example, like moments like that, you should never have gone into launcher into drill. That makes no sense. So practicing your fundamentals and stuff like that makes me want to say, like, stay in beginner. But if you are really confident in your fundamentals, then you might be ready to move on. And then we'll start talking about more hard stuff. Not play more Nightmare CPUs unless you're just practicing hit confirms. Like, it's honestly almost useless. Almost.
I'm glad we're seeing less of that in the Discord, though. This is a weird combo. Yeah, you gotta learn a combo. Also, someone just sent me a meme, but is a picture of Ludacris becoming a citizen of South Africa, and it looks real. Can anyone?
I seriously doubt that that's actually happening, but that'd be hilarious.
There's a picture of Ludacris holding a South African passport.
Well then.
Like he's taking a selfie of himself holding a South African passport.
I mean, I can see what that'd be a meme, but it feels like such a shitpost that it could be real.
Oh god, what's going on with the connection?
I don't know, it's shaking a bit. Oh.
Oh god. Oh no, Gabon. He's fucking a citizen of Gabon. Man really did this shit.
After you throw, you can convert with Gregor, then you get a wall bounce, you can go into a full combo. There's better things to do than that, like ring the spiral after throw also. Oh my god, this is real bad. What's going on?
Shit, slideshow. Damn. Man pulled the plug.
Also, something the game needed 8 years ago is finally in the game. That makes me so happy. Where, like, the rollback is smooth now, so, like, it doesn't jank your eyes all the time.
I'll believe when I see it. I still had some really bad ones.
Oh, really? Damn.
Like last night.
It's really, really smooth right now.
Yeah. Like, I was playing on someone I know who has, like, a decent connection, and it was bad.
Okay, so that's 3 games. Good stuff. We talked about a bunch of stuff. Please practice your B&Bs, but more importantly, like especially for you two specifically, make sure you guys are just practicing fundamentals, knowing like when to end your block strings and pressure strings, converting off of hit confirms, and like mental awareness, like, oh, I launchered, so I shouldn't go into drill, I should chase after that, like jump cancel and do any sort of conversion. Do these things, like practice your basics, just play a lot of games. I hate giving that advice, but like I feel like that's what you need right now, and then you guys might be ready for intermediate. Next up, we're gonna go ahead and get Jupiter versus Thok. Jupiter's already here, rearing to go. They've been active in chat. I'm waiting for their moment. Thok, though, where are you at?
Why can I not fucking post this link? What the fuck? Yo, my computer, is my fucking keyboard dead? What the fuck is going on?
You can do B&Bs off stream, I promise. Yeah, I mean, it's still an acquired skill, right? Consistency is an acquired skill. There's lots of people who can do their B&B 10 times in a row in the lab, but they can never pull it off in a match. Cough, cough. But, like, the idea should be that you want to build consistency. That means you gotta play real people, you gotta play in tournaments more so you can get used to those nerves. You gotta just be on stream more often if that's when you can't do your combos, so you can get used to doing your combos when you're on stream. First stream, so it's stressful? Yeah, it's always like that.
Alright, I just like replugged in my keyboard, so hopefully this shit don't like fucking happen again. Oh no, my keyboard's still not fucking typing shit. What the fuck? Dude, it's like in this like weird ass mode, like where I press like A
like
and it brings up like the
accessibility.
notifications.
Yeah, it's an accessibility mode. You can still use a mouse, right?
Yeah, how the fuck did this happen?
Okay, so you go to setting. There's a oh god, I knew this before. You go to settings, and I think ease of access question mark. There's like a.
Okay.
Then you go to keyboard, and then it's like. Not filter keys, is it? You can also try tapping the Windows button, and it might like turn it off or something. But like, I think it's like filter keys. Like one of those things is on for you, and that's what's screwing everything up.
Okay, I checked the Windows key and it like fucking fixed it for whatever reason.
Yeah, so filter keys basically means you tap like like Control Alt Delete or any shortcut like that. It basically once it detects you pressed one of them, it holds it for you, so you don't have to worry about it. So for people who type with one finger, that's like how they can do it.
That's fucking weird.
So turn off the filter
was
keys
that?
shortcut and like turn off the setting inside Windows settings. Ease of access. That's the best way to deal with that.
Yeah, that was weird as fuck.
Hell yeah. You're overflowing with Mapo Tofu power. Well, unfortunately, you're not overflowing with an opponent because Thok seems to have gone rogue. Let me check their Steam profile real quick, otherwise we might have to do an open lobby. Last online 45 hours ago. Alright, well, I think it's a safe bet that we can open up the lobby. Alright, so we're looking for a mid-beginner level player to fight Jupiter.
Dude, put me in.
No. I can't trust you even if you were playing with one hand.
Dude, I can try that.
That would be fun to try, but like not right now.
I've seen a dude do it, like where he's just like using his pinky for the stick.
Yeah, I mean there are what's it called? There are some people who like half coordinate who play every game like with one hand because they have partial paralysis.
Oh yeah.
But Dory, you're probably a beginner now considering you don't play the game, but you actually have a like consistency, which I don't want you to have.
I used to be able to wave dash in Melee with one hand too because I saw Matt.Zeb do it on stream once.
Holy shit, that's pretty impressive.
All it is moving the control stick really fast because you have to tap jump and then like move it to you have to move it from up to diagonal down like really fast.
That's one of the main reasons I played on the Smashbox was because my thumb did not have any agility whatsoever. So like I could not move a stick really well with just one finger. It was never possible.
Yeah. You got a Smashbox and not a box?
Yeah, I got a Smashbox.
That sucks.
Yeah, I wanted the Smash Stick, but like it wasn't being made at the time, and I had $8,000 to win.
Yeah, isn't the Smashbox like really bad for your hands, isn't it?
It's like, it's fine. Like I literally spent the first 2 weeks just changing the controls like every 3 hours until I found one that actually really worked for me.
Yeah,
so it ends up being
like,
fine.
Yeah, there's a whole big
horrible.
Yeah, because there was a whole big controversy between them and hacks. I told you about this though, right? Yeah.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, should have just gotten a box, man. Wait, why do we have 3 people in this lobby now that aren't us?
I don't know why Dr. Doc is here, but we'll go ahead and get Local Dunce and Jupiter going together.
Right.
Yeah, so Jupiter, you'll be fighting Local Dunce. Local Dunce, play... You said you were going to play only Bella? Like, that's fine.
I don't know who any of these people are.
Jupiter also goes by Poyo. She's been to a few majors. I've seen her. Seen them.
Right.
And Dunce is just a regular. I don't think I've met them in person at all, but, like, they've been here.
I don't meet anybody in person. I stay in my house, my apartment.
That quarantine, though.
Oh man, this is a bad trio. I'm just gonna say that right now. I think this team sucks.
I mean, right now, I have the accursed thoughts that Robo is just always awful, but that's just my personal opinion.
I mean, I've shown you that she's not though. Like,
yeah.
And you've seen Liam play. Like, she can be fine. Like, maybe not like great, but not actively awful at all times.
And I think it was like one of the BMBs I'm learning right now is like made by Shaky Fingers. But, like Shaky Fingers' Robo is actually not that bad either.
I've never played against him, so I can't say. Cause like I like how Dud plays, but obviously like he's not that like strong of a player. You know what I mean? But I like how he plays. But like I don't think his Robo is particularly like strong. You know what I mean?
I get you.
Like I think his Parasol is probably strong.
Yeah, I fought Dud at CB. I definitely felt the same way. Definitely not what I was afraid of.
He's like my favorite Robo Fortune player though, but he's definitely not the best. And also, I just think he's like a good dude. Like I like Dud as a person. Speaking of meeting people offline.
One person who said the name.
Nah, he didn't even say name. He just started rapping.
Oh yeah, that was Dud.
Yeah, that dude just. I just met that dude. He was like, "Yo, I'm about to go in right now."
Damn.
That dude's the realest. All right, like that dude's the realest in the game right now.
Right,
shout out to Big S and Dud. Gainesville, stand up. You can't super cancel after command grabs. Oh, unless you mean on hit. That you can do, but you can't whiff and super cancel a command grab.
You can car cancel it before active frames. Kind of cool. Like, doesn't mean
like useless.
Yeah.
Although I will say I like this Robo color. This is the Robo color I use.
What, super suit?
Fusion suit.
Fusion suit. Yeah, there we go. Super
Robo has so many good colors. Again, there's a big color disparity in this game. Like the characters that have good colors have tons of good colors. The characters that have like no good colors, like literally have 0 good colors.
Okay. Good air.
But there are more characters.
I saw you go for that once before. The falling beam was super risky, but worked out in your favor because your opponent wasn't blocking.
Yeah, like if you're gonna throw out beams, you typically don't want to do them in your opponent's face, especially when it's Cerebella.
If there's even a chance that, like, you gotta think one step ahead, where it's like, you notice Bella's far away, that doesn't mean it's, like, time to use beam. If there's a chance that Bella will approach you before your beam comes out, that's also a situation you don't want to throw a beam, because you're just needlessly taking a risk. Bad gamble.
Oh yeah, I saw the screenshots of the Switch ones. There was, like, a lot of Overwatch and then a lot of, Exerd, right? There was a Exerd Potemkin for Big Band. Even though there's already a Potemkin palette.
Is that safe? No, it's not.
Yeah. I think maybe if you like fast fell, or is it she, right?
Yeah.
Is
they go by they.
She, they pronouns?
I think it's she, they, or maybe it's just they. I mean, it's literally in their name, Bun, they, Jupiter.
Okay. Well then, yeah. Maybe if they, fucking, what's it called? Like, canceled, like, fast fell the first hit of that, maybe that would be safe, but I don't even think then.
See, launcher.
Yeah, something happens with the two Metroid, Robo Fortune skins if she explodes. I don't know what it is though.
When she explodes, it does the super bomb animation. Like it makes the giant yellow circle. Yeah, it's only
for both Samus skins.
Yes.
Okay. Man, like when she has the Iron Man suit, it should just play that Robert Downey Jr. quote. now. Like, she explodes. Like, I am Iron Man. Like, just happened when she explodes in that costume.
Instead of saying, what, please accept my friend request in her tone, she would just say, I love you 3000.
Yeah, dude. That'd be lit. Re-record these lines real quick. That would actually be, like, really good.
That'd be dope.
Although that's, you're just learning the character, right? So, like, but typically, like, you got the B&B, like to see some reset game. Oh, that was actually a decent reset. I can't believe they blocked that, actually. I wouldn't have blocked that first time. I never expect anyone to do cross-up first time. But no one ever goes for cross-up first time, so it doesn't matter.
I feel like it should be the opposite, where, like, you always block cross-up first, because, like, alright, they don't know if you can deal with it or not yet, so, like, why...
A few doubles always go cross-up, and then they always go cross-up, right? And that's, like, not something I need to, like, actively block.
I guess.
But, like, yeah, it's crazy, like, you know how many people just, like, every time their first reset is same side low?
Mm-hmm. Like, I mean, it's just knowledge checks, where it's like, alright, can you deal with my lows? Alright, cool. Now let's make things a little bit more interesting.
Yeah, you're doing a reset, you can't be scared. Like, that's when I lose, or, you know, like, when I lose is when I'm scared of my resets.
Mm-hmm. Oh, block, good. Push block?
Yeah, that's
okay, so that's probably one thing I've noticed Jupiter not do, like, 3 times now. There have been a lot of times where they should have push blocked out of pressure, and they just didn't. In the situation of Cerebell's level 3, you always want to push block, because the block stun on it is more than, what's it called? More than the push block animation. Push block is 25 frames, and the what's it called? Block stop is, like, 36 or something. It's, like, really high. So, push blocking it is always better, otherwise you have to eat a grab mix-up 100% of the time.
Yeah, you might actually be in block stun for longer, but it overlaps with the window for them to grab you, is the idea. See, look, no one can block that. No one can block that cross under. I'm telling you, man, it's unblockable. Beowulf, Raw Tag, and the Eliza cross under. Unblockable. Unblockable left rights.
Yeah.
And those 3? Oh, I guess because it's trio versus solo, right? So
yeah.
These games just happen.
Right. So Jupiter, you're getting there. I think you need to focus on consistency with your combos regarding Robo especially. And making a little bit, like, cleaner decisions on when it's okay to throw out a beam and when it's not. The only beam you can really throw out when you're, like, really close to your opponent is light beam, and that's just to make your pressure safe. That means your opponent already has to be blocking. And after that, your turn's over, too, so it's, like, not even that great. Your doubles seem pretty good. I didn't see you finish a combo per se, but you never were in a situation, especially against the solo, where that made sense to do. So you went for resets, and that I respect that. But your doubles seem pretty good. It's going the right direction. Eliza was like right in the middle, where it's like kind of tough for me to tell. Like it was definitely doing work.
Kept on not doing the OTG sweep though. The sweep has to hit OTG for that combo to keep up. By the way, if you're wondering why it's dropping.
Oh, yeah, definitely. That's a good point. I totally forgot about that. But yeah, you can only cover off a sweep if they're already in a knockdown state. And it uses up OTG. So after they bounce and you see the purple sparks, then you're good to go. Yeah.
Very optimal, though.
Is it optimal on Eliza?
No, it's not on her, weirdly enough, but very often, right? That's why you see assists. Yeah. Like, if you have, like, A-Train assists, you do sweep OTG into something.
I mean, because almost always it's a single-hitting... heavy, right? Like almost
single hitting heavy, and it's usually your highest damage button. And then also, like, you get to save your fierce button then, which typically you want to use for other shit for other characters.
Mm-hmm. Generally, that's always true. Yeah.
Yeah, because sweeps can't be converted off of, they're typically your highest damage single button.
Mm-hmm. I think the exception to that is Squigglies, and that's only because it comes out on frame 15. Like, it's really, really fast. But like, I'm not positive about that even. I just know that everyone loves her 2 hits of Hard Punch.
I mean, except for Robo, but then, like, you still, if you can use Dust, then you use it when you can.
Mm-hmm. Robo also doesn't have a typical sweep, because it's based off of, you know, Robo-Kai, who didn't have a typical sweep. He's the only character in the game that didn't have a normal sweep. He didn't have a Dust.
Oh yeah, he doesn't have 2D, because he has the Vent.
Mm-hmm. That Vent is really good. God, I miss Accent Core. Apparently Chicago has a scene, so now that I'm here and like once the disease goes away, I can actually go back into Accent Course. That'd be kind of cool.
Wait, is it time for me to get back in touch with my Jersey roots and play Milia?
Absolutely, but like I've asked you to see me in that game a million times, and it
never
always
have
ends up being
enough
Xrd instead.
I just like it better, man.
Mhm.
It looks nicer.
Jupiter, I also play very, very casually. Like, I had a friend, and I never looked up a B&B, and I just kind of fought them a million times. But oddly enough, it was actually getting me wins, so I don't know how to feel about that.
I need to grab my food off the counter, because I'm starting to
Alright,
fall
so
over here.
we got Madden B versus... Where's their opponent? Come on, where's my link? There it is. Slash in Ear. So Slash specifically requested to go around 5 p.m., which is now. I timed it perfectly, all according to Kikaku. Where is he? Where are you at, friend? Oh, you're trying to get in, but GGPO test isn't working. GGPO test isn't working. What do you mean? Like, you're not able to launch it? You might have to patch. Like, if you right-click it and make sure to, like, check for update or something. Version mismatch when you try to join. Go back and watch Penny's, like, 30-second video and make sure you did it correctly. Because often that happens if you exit out without actually switching to the GGPO test beta in the menu. That does sometimes happen. Like, try Clawmaster's advice as well. That might work. Because Sig was having the same problem, and they were able to fix it by switching to the GGPO patch, so I'm assuming it's something related to that.
Man, I gotta tell you about the blueness of these berries, man.
Blueness of these berries.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? These berries, they're very blue, you know what I'm saying? Shouts to Frieza.
You're eating cereal?
I'm eating a muesli and some blueberries in it.
Nice. Like real blueberries? Because, like, I don't know if you know this, but 80% of the blueberries people eat aren't real.
Oh, I mean, I don't know. I got them at the grocery store, so...
They might not be real. They might be synthetic. Because, like, the thing is, like, the the American consumption of blueberries is, like, literally, like, 8 times that of how much we could possibly be producing, like, even with generous estimates. So it's, like, the vast majority of blueberries that people eat are definitely not real.
But not real, what you mean? They're just, like, GMO'd LBS?
Like, I think they were either grown in the lab, like, just genetically spliced, or, like, they're just flavoring. Like, it looks like blueberries, but they're not actually blueberries. Like, especially when you order blueberries at a restaurant or something, like blueberry pancakes. They won't be real blueberries. Blueberry muffins, like, at stores, they're not real blueberries. Real blueberries. There you go. BRBB.
I mean, as long as, like, the nutritional content's, like, vaguely the same, I think I'm cool with it.
Some
And
tinfoil
obviously
hat
if
shit. I mean,
they're not,
this is
like,
what I heard from my animal science major, so I don't fucking know. Animal
Blueberries
science
aren't
major
animals?
friend. Yeah, he's an animal science major, and he's not using his degree, but he's one of those people that's like clearly a savant, where like he was like 7 years old and memorized like the entire encyclopedia about marine biology. At that point, I was just like, all right, there's something. This guy's going places, I guess. Maybe.
Whatever it is. I'm enjoying this healthy breakfast at
Hell
2 p.m. I just eat muesli like on the weekends now, just because I saw some really jacked guy eating it in a van once.
Mm-hmm. Might be a Mac problem. It does say GGPO test. It can't be a Mac problem. If you're playing on Steam, it's the same version.
Yeah, right. Like there's by definition there needs to be version unity.
Oh wait, Cloudmaster. Actually, wait. You remember hearing that Macs might have an issue with the GGPO test? Well, shit. I don't know what to do about this. They joined and then they instantly got kicked. What happened? I saw them in here for like 5 seconds. Like, they didn't join last time when they got a version mismatch. Is that what happened? Did they get a version mismatch again? We could switch to... Yeah, you did? Alright, shit.
The May 1st fucking thing says Linux and Mac are now current. But I don't know if that keeps for the... Because there have been like 3 updates since then, right? So...
I don't know how to... Retail's the other option, but I don't want to make Mad Bee switch to the retail version. Bit. No easy answer to this. I will fight Madden B for now. We gotta figure out what we want to do with Slash, though.
Yeah. Oh, my boy Sploogie just sent me a message.
Actually, maybe, I don't know. Maybe I can ask Mad Bee. Hey, Madden, do you think you can switch to the retail version? Like, we can all switch to the retail version for this one set. If you don't want to, I understand. And then I'll just fight you, and then I'll fight Slash separately. I'm not sure. Sure? Okay, cool. We'll all switch to the retail version then for this. Kenji, if you just want to sit tight and watch the stream, I guess that's fine too.
Wait, do I have to switch? I thought we can still
have.
look if we're not switched, right?
Not that I know of. You can't join a lobby at all if you don't have the right version.
Wait, where?
That's what I've heard, yeah.
Oh shit. Alright, do I gotta switch then? Opt out of beta program. The things we do for these children, man.
La familia es todo. That was like the... Actually, probably half of you guys got that reference. I can see half of you guys getting that reference.
I mean, is it not just Spanish?
No, it's Breaking Bad. Breaking Bad, this dude's like killing his like nephew's best friend because the best friend pissed him off or something, and then he's just like, "Do you want this?" And the kid's like, "No." He's like, "La familia es todo," implying like he'll do anything for the family because he's fucking crazy.
Wait. Who says that? Tuco?
No, Tuco's grandfather, Hector,
Uncle.
I think his name is.
Hector Salamanca.
Yeah.
Now you're going to look at me, Hector. Shout out to Giancarlo Esposito being Gus Fring and also bugging out and do the right thing in the 80s.
Mm-hmm.
So if you ever want to see Gus Fring say that he's a struggling black man trying to keep his dick hard in a cold and harsh world, you can see that. I'm not joking.
That's the actual line.
It's one of the lines. He's
That's
like
amazing.
he's like the big supporting character in that movie. Because he plays like one of those like inspired by the Panthers in the 80s but doesn't actually do shit like type dudes.
Mm-hmm. We gotta have a plan ready for this next time. This is not optimal. I mean, hopefully... Well, Mike said that this was gonna go mainstream, like, soon. Like, within a couple of days. So, hopefully Mike knows that it's not working for Mac. If it's actually not working for Mac.
Maybe the branch isn't updated for Mac, and he's like, when I push this in production, then I'll just unify the branches, right?
Hopefully. I'm hoping that's it.
I don't know shit about programming, so I don't know how much of a hassle it is to like keep both versions.
Well, I don't know how it is for Steam API. Like, I don't know if the Steam API specifically keeps different binaries for Mac versus Windows, or if it's like... Like, I honestly don't know. Because I would assume, like, the Steam API is basically a wrapper for the game, so, like, it wouldn't matter. Like, Steam handles the translation issues. I wouldn't actually know. No, I was just saying failed join lobby might just be doomed. Okay. Well, then. This is problematic. I'm gonna try making the lobby public. We're gonna try one last time, and we'll see what happens. Otherwise, you might need to just check the integrity of your files and reinstall, like, Skullgirls or something like that, and we'll see what happens. Like, you've been able to play in Quick Match, I assume, just fine, right? Like, or, like, played with other people, because it's not like you're a brand new, fresh beginner. You played for a minute.
There's a verified files button, right, in Steam?
Yeah, there's a verify file button. That can take a few minutes, but you can try that. Create...
I don't have my stick plugged in, so all I have to do is all with a mouse.
I'm doing it with keyboard. It's weird. Wait, you mouse? Wait, you can. Oh.
Like just do like Steam commands.
Oh, okay.
Like I just had my friends list pulled up, and I'm just refreshing your thing till it says join game.
Copy link address. One more time. You've been playing with Chad? Okay.
Man, I'm telling you, I don't care if these synthetic. These are good-ass blueberries. As long as, again, they're not, like, bad for me. Like, as long as they're, like, they have the same nutrients that I expect out of a blueberry.
As far as I know, it's not like they're bad for you or anything. It's just, like, there's fake-ass blueberries. Like, I don't know if it's the exact same nutritional value, but it's, like, roughly the same.
Okay, yeah, as long as they're, like, roughly the same. Like, I'm not... I mean, like, blueberries aren't that nutritious to begin with. It's, like, mainly that they have, like...
antioxidants, though.
Yeah, it's, like, the antioxidants, and, like, they have a decent amount of dietary fiber. Like, that's about it. Like...
Yeah.
But I'm eating it with a pretty, like, protein-rich thing, right? So, like... And that's whole grain, so, you know, it's like, it's just, this is, like, low calorie, and it keeps you full for a long time. It has, like, no nutrition to it at all, besides, like, the few raisins that are in it.
Celery effect. Alright, we in there. Let's go.
Yeah. It was good also, like, because then, like, if I have it before or after I work out, because, like, you work out and you should eat, but, like, you don't, right? Because, like, this is nice and light, you know? But, like, it actually... isn't like just dog shit for you. It's not like you're just taking peanut butter to the face or something. Which I do sometimes still after I work out.
My meal after a workout just consists of like protein drinks and that's it. Like I can't down anything after working out.
I mean when I'm like dancing with my friends, like meal after a workout, sometimes it's just like gas station taquitos, so like
yeah, this is a lot better than that. Alright, have a diamond drop. Okay, we almost got a B&B. Almost. Drop that link. Alright, so we've been saying this a few times today, but this is true here too. Block strings should not be ending on a heavy. You can frame trap it, make it safe if that's the route you want to go, but I highly recommend you practice stopping your attacks after a medium if you notice they get blocked. That's going to come with just playing the game a lot, building that muscle memory, like being like, oh, I recognize that my medium did not hit. It didn't make the right sound. Just gotta stop pressing buttons.
So we're just throwing straight fireballs.
So slashing here, there's a lot of specials that Bella has. You can start getting used to that character. You have reflector. So as a projectile is about to hit you, if you hit DP motion light, right? It's like light punch.
Yes. Yeah.
So that'll reflect projectiles if they're just about to touch you when you go into that animation.
And you can also just jump.
You can also just jump.
Cause, yeah, you can block in the air in this game, like most non-Street Fighter games. There's no air unblockable, like air unblockable normals, I should say.
Yeah.
There's like
not to mention Bella like has lots of ways of closing distance in the air. So if the fireball isn't arcing upward, then you can just like hold hard punch and fly right over everything.
And also you can use her armor to run because that'll go through.
Oh yeah, because it's all projectile.
That aren't M Shadow, and even then you can probably get through M Shadow for the most part if they didn't do it like super preemptively.
Okay, good stuff.
Yeah, see, and they're like combos are pretty much the difference. They open each other up about the same amount of times.
Yeah, the Slash knows at least like 3 strings of a B&B, so that's making the difference. I always say, like, we don't ask you to learn combos for the damage, but it helps. Like, that damage is relevant and will be relevant for, like, the rest of your Skullgirls career. But again, we ask you to learn B&B just so you're more familiar with the character's options. Like, you probably would have known about light DP.
Wait, who the fuck is this guy?
What's up? Who the hell is this guy?
New guy.
Oh, it's because it's a fucking public lobby. Oh my fucking god. Alright, leave the lobby. We're gonna try something else. We're gonna do this. We're gonna change the number of slots to 4. Fucking Walmart brand solutions. Gonna grab the link again.
I like how in the recent patch notes, Mike's like, "No, I can't fix the lobbies."
He tried so hard, like twice now. I think there's 2 like major patch moments where he like tried to fix the lobbies and he's just like, "Nah, I'm just not going into this code anymore."
Remember the big one that like he was like, "Dude, I fixed lobbies, like it's great," and it just like lobbies just did not function. Like you could not join the lobby.
They broke like twice as often, but they didn't like crash your game. But it still didn't help much.
Yeah, like,
and
you
also
just you get zombie lobbies like 3/4 of the time or something. Like
yeah, and then like what was it like? Like lab like this? What's it called? The labbing lobbies, like the ones where you just like have infinite health and meter, just like did not work at all. They had desync constantly. So that was a big thing. That sucked.
I thought practice lobbies would be way more useful than they ended up being when I first got the game.
Well, you just can't. You don't have the what's it called? The options. That's the only big downside, right? Or you don't have like the frame data that shows up. You don't have the hitboxes that show up. You don't have save states. Like if all that stuff was there, it would have been perfect. Like it would have been really, really good.
I mean, its main use is to just see like how hard, because like it's hard to set CPU to like actually block things like in a certain way. Right, and also it's like actually like getting perfect reversals is way easier to do as a person than get the CPU to do. Because even if you set something to record as reversal, if it's a landing reset, right?
Yeah, it'll just
like,
accidentally press the button in the air or some shit. Like it's not useful.
Yeah, so it's hard. It's really hard to see if things are match proof, right?
Yeah. One of my favorite features in any fighting game ever. Yeah, so like one of my favorite features in any fighting game ever that Skullgirls has, and I absolutely am in love with this feature, is that if you're playing locally, and I don't know why it's only local, but if you're playing locally, if your friend is just like, oh shit, how'd you do that? You can literally pause the game and go into the like training mode right then and there, and it'll save the state of your game, let you mess around in training mode, and then like it'll restore the state of the game, including everyone's position, meter, health, etc. once you want to go back to the match. It's fucking dope. That's quite a place.
I send greetings from my friend Liam. What?
He sends greetings for his friend Lalon. I don't know who that is. But cool.
And that just looks like a fucking like Jeddah after win quote like from Marvel Infinite.
What happened to Slash? Did they just go rogue? Like where are they?
I think they played the game with that guy.
Damn.
Oh, this stream sucks.
Oh, jeez. There's only been one hiccup so far. It's been pretty good. It's just a really bad hiccup.
Yeah.
I mean, they probably would have seen that none of us are in the lobby. I certainly hope they saw.
Right? Like, I don't even know, bro.
Who's up next? I mean, we're waiting on Slash in here. Like, they're supposed to be here, but they're not. Also, hello, JP. How you doing? Fox said, sorry about today. I was out of the house longer than I thought. I'll give you a heads up next time. Good thing. You can't.
Who said this?
Bach DM'd me, telling me that they weren't able to make it. Like, they just found out. They missed it.
I see. Damn, JP just... You played against some random in a public lobby, joined this lobby again.
Yeah.
Also, damn, JP just like going full on cheating. Just playing on a hitbox.
Hitbox, damn.
Typing an essay while playing fighting games and cheating. Their hitboxes dead ass are cheating. Like, they just straight up are. Like, I don't... Like, everyone's like, well, if you don't, like, want this allowed, like, you shouldn't want, like, hitboxes allowed. I'm like, I don't want hitboxes allowed, like, straight up, I think.
I find it so weird, because, like, I mean, this is a conversation for a different time, but, like, you talk about how you want, like, the highest level competitive play, like, bringing all the players and, like, putting things aside. I know it was mostly for the sake of argument that you were discussing this, but, like, at the same time, you're upset when controllers give people an advantage. I'm just like, I don't give a fuck how people play.
Execution's like part of the game, and if you trivialize it, then like the game needs to be balanced around a different way. Then,
sure.
Like if you just balance around the existence of hitboxes, then which like most games aren't.
I think most games are balanced around not the difficulty of input, but like, well, actually no, that's not true. Not many games. Yeah, I guess you're right. Not many games are. In the case of Skullgirls, I don't mind it. The only thing that's like particularly easier on a hitbox
is like it doesn't matter, right? Because like, but like, I mean, it was a big deal in like Marvel, right? They had to like disallow certain macros.
Yeah, like Tekken being able to do 100% consistent, like what's it called? Lightning.
Yeah, electric. Yeah, because you can just hit the buttons at the exact same time, which is something you have to do anyway in Tekken to begin with, right? You need to be close to frame perfect with your simultaneous button inputs.
Yeah.
So if you press 1+2, you can do an electric.
I honestly don't even mind it though. Like, maybe I just don't have the competitive enough mindset yet. But like, from my perspective, it's like if a controller is gonna make me play better, I'll just buy the controller. If I'm actually trying to win. If I'm not trying to win, then I don't care.
Some people don't have $250 like lying around.
If they have the money to fly to a major and go play and get to top 8, I don't believe that. That's bullshit.
I mean, some people don't though. Also, right? Like, some people can only go to their locals, and like,
yeah, if they're going to their locals, then like there's a controller issue. Then like I'm sure locals. I don't know. I've been to like 4 or 5 locals, and everyone's buddy enough to like let you borrow a controller if you think that's what's gonna cause the edge. But obviously you have to get used to the controller and all that shit. Like,
yeah, like you need to. Like, that's not an argument.
Yeah.
But I think the main argument for hitbox is that it doesn't destroy your hands. Like, that's the thing. It's like it's better for your hand health.
Yeah.
Like, it's just straight up better for your hand health. And they typically last longer, right? Because, like, buttons just, like, are abused less than sticks.
Not in my experience. In my experience, definitely they last less. Like, and also in my experience, buttons break more often than sticks do. But, I mean, I don't know if I just play differently.
Because buttons are, what, like $3 a pop when you get them, like, at no discount?
Yeah, and, like, a stick is, like, 28.
If you don't have a special stick, right? Like, some people, you know, they need their, like, weird silent Hayabusa, like, with a circle gate, you know, like... The most you can get is, like, you want like, silent Suzo hat buttons, which might be, like, $6 a pop, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, I don't even know if that's possible. Silent Suzo hat buttons, silent American buttons.
Mm-hmm. Right, so we'll play 2 more games just because we seem to have a smooth set going, so just go ahead and play your games. I don't care. Also, we didn't get to talk too much about what was going on while that was happening. We're too busy talking about controllers and cheating.
I mean, all controllers are cheating too. Like, if you don't have a mind game interface, then you're pretty much just cheating, right? The abstraction of using your hands to play video games is pretty much just cheating.
You're not playing with the trombone.
Until we're playing Skullgirls within the interface of Sword Art Online, we're not really playing fighting games, is what I'm saying. I just think like because no like player has won a tournament using a hitbox yet, it's like been the main argument.
Mm-hmm.
But like I think it's like worth discussing because I think it gets dismissed out of hand a lot.
The thing is, like, for most fighting games, like, some people will say stick is obviously better than pad. Like, a lot of people will say that. If that's the case, then, like, you don't see everyone playing with a pad, and people do fine. And even outside of that, like, it's like, buying a fight stick can be a, like, $200 barrier. Like, buying a quality fight stick with Sonic parts. So, like, that a barrier already exists. Changing that barrier to something else, I feel like, doesn't actually propose a problem. And also, even if you were, like, at a local, and, like, you think you're losing your locals because of your controller, like, if you are playing at that high of a level, like, you could probably just start a GoFundMe, and people would give you, like, a thing. It's like, oh my god, the only thing holding this person back is his controller. If only he had a fucking Smashbox or some dumb shit. Like, then they will get the money to do that. The fact is that people that think that the controller is the only thing holding them back aren't playing at that level. They're not. They're really not.
I think my main thing is just, like, saying that, like, oh, you can afford a video game, so you can afford, like, a pretty expensive controller, like, is kind of, I think, just, like, a weak argument. Like, there shouldn't be, like, a $200 barrier for, like, easier execution, you know what I mean?
Yeah. And I mean, it all comes with the threshold, like, how much easier is the execution. Like, in the case of, like, the Tekken stick thing, like, okay, like, that's pretty crazy. Like, that thing simplifies a lot of knowledge checks and things like that. Like, that's really cool. And, like, making that a barrier, like, I don't know, might be a good thing, might be a bad thing. But, like, from my perspective, it's just, like, if you are playing at a level where the only thing holding you back is the controller, I think that's stupid. Like, I don't think that ever has happened or ever will happen.
Yeah, the cross-up, like, that thing's insane. Like, JDCR plays on it now, it's, like, crazy. Mm-hmm. Or it could be, like, Daigo and bring 2 controllers to every event. And have to switch them out mid-set.
Alright, so this Fuka is struggling a little bit. And both of you are not spending your meters. Alright, so a couple of things, right? So when you get a hit confirm, obviously being able to go into a full combo and then ending it with a super is nice. But if you're only familiar with, like, the first 2 strings, like, oh, I know I can do this and this is roughly a combo, that's fine. Use some meter after it just to sneak in some more damage. Sitting on 5 meter means you're not gaining any meter. Additionally to that, like if you're using meter really, really aggressively, you get Kara meter. Like when you're under 1 meter and have less meter than your opponent, if those two conditions are met, you build extra meter from all your specials and also some meter from your normals, which is not true otherwise. So, you're not building any meter when you're at 5 meter, and on top of that, when you're at low meter, you're building more meter. So it's kind of good to stay in this moderate range where you're saving meter for DHC. You guys are playing solos right now. You don't even have DHCs. So, and you don't have to snap either because it's 1v1. So the only thing you have to spend meter on is damage. Use it. There are sometimes where meter can be used to like make things somewhat safe. Like it's not completely true, and please don't like actually use this at like as like a habit or anything. But you can technically use like Fireball Super, and it'll beat most people. Like, most people won't know how to deal with it. Like, normally if you push block it, you can punish it almost 100% of the time. But, like, it's relatively safe. Relatively. Not to mention, it's been nerfed, like, twice now for how much chip damage it does. It does so much chip damage. That Fireball Super is really, really good. That's something you can throw out there. Especially because Mad B, like, looks like they actually like the zone significantly more.
Plus, I mean, you have characters who actually use meter for conversions, too, right? Off of the command grabs, use usually Super to continue shit.
Mm-hmm, for sure. A couple other things. Bella ended the block string on a heavy. Don't do that, as I've been saying throughout the stream so far, if you guys have been listening. Please make sure you guys are practicing ending your strings, like if you notice your opponent's blocking you, stop at a medium, or maybe go for a frame trap on a special. There's no reason to ever end on a heavy. At a very, very high level play, something you should not even be worried about right now, you will eventually learn to stop after 2 hits of a light instead of a medium if you notice your opponent's blocking you. But that will not happen for a very long time.
I can't do that.
Very few people can. I think you can count on one hand how many people can do that.
I think I can count on one finger the amount of people I know who do that.
Sonic and Sage? They both do that. I think even Cloud does that. Or did that. I shouldn't say he does that consistently, but he did that.
I don't think any of them do that consistently. I think Cadet is the only one who tries to do that, like, consistently,
Fair.
or at least used to.
Yeah.
Because, like, most people don't try, because, like, it doesn't actually, like, bite you in the ass, like, almost ever.
True. It doesn't, but it gives you so much. It really opens up a lot of opportunities. It can stay that plus after your block string, like because on block, like most 2 hits of a light, like usually plus enough that you do like just keep on doing things forever.
Remember when his tag was Fuku a twerk team?
Yeah, OG. Everyone called him that for like 2 years after that too.
It's a weird ass tag.
Yeah.
Alright, full combo into Super.
Good shit. What I want to see. Level 3, throwing it out there. You know, it's fine. They blocked it. Alright, so something I mentioned before, I'm going to mention it again. If you find yourself being, like, in a situation where you have to block a level 3 from Bella, against Bella specifically, it's a very character-specific thing, always push block that level 3. It makes it, what's it called? While you are in push block, your opponent cannot give you the grab mix-up, which is good, and I now Kenji's got me doubting myself, but I'm pretty sure that thing has way more blocks than push block does, so you can, like, just kind of cut down how long you're stuck in blocking animation, so yeah.
I think it's plus if you push block it.
If you push block it, you're plus?
No, you're not plus. It's still Bella's turn, theoretically, but, like, you're, I think it's not as bad as the +9 that it is normally, point blank.
Yeah, exactly. Are we gonna stay on release or going to PT? No, we're gonna switch back. We just wanted to make sure Slash got in some games. We are switching back to GGPO tests, so do not worry about that.
Yeah, that's not
Make you do some work again, Kenji.
That's fine, I have to check a box.
Thank goodness you can do it all with a mouse.
Yeah, dude.
Did you not?
What? No, it's fine. It's just like I don't know what the keyboard controls are for Skullgirls.
Oh.
Yeah, but which is weird because I'm literally like touching my fight stick with my foot right now. I'm just not plugging it in.
Oh.
I am literally touching my copy of Persona 4 Arena Ultimax. Remember that shit?
God. How old is that game?
I don't know, but remember I was like, I'm literally touching my Xbox 360 right now. Yeah, no, that shit's in Texas right now, though. I want to play that game.
Mike was saying it's like this patch will come to all 3 major consoles, PS4, or all 3 major ports, where it's like PS4, PC, and then it said Switch instead of Xbox, and I found that so funny. Rest in peace, Xbox.
Happy Easter, Xbox.
For those guys who don't know, Skullgirls actually came out originally for, I think, Xbox before even PS3, and then eventually came out to PS3, and then it came to Steam after a Kickstarter. So Xbox was supposed to get all the patches, but Microsoft has made it so hard to like actually, what's it called? Update the game at all, that it's not anywhere near the latest patch anymore, and they just keep rejecting all the patches, so we just kind of gave up. I shouldn't say we, like, I have any stake in this. Mike Z basically gave up.
I mean, that's why Fez, like, it, like, debuted, it was, like, a timed exclusive on, 360, like, Xbox, like, indie arcade shit, and then there was a, like, a save corruption glitch, and he was like, hey, by the way, I can't deploy a patch because it's $10,000.
Yeah. Man, fuck that noise.
Yeah, it's like... I mean, because, like, the idea was, like, they didn't want people making, like, too many like, they wanted people to, like, release finished games, like, that weren't gonna, like, constantly need, like, work and maintenance. But,
I respect
like,
the idea,
like,
but it was never gonna work when there's so many platforms that don't put that barrier.
Especially, like, if... Well, I mean, this is before the whole early access, like, debacle shit started, right? Because this is, like, when Fez came out, so this is, like, one of the original, like, high-profile indie games. But it was just like, hey, like, indie studios don't have, like, the money to issue, like, one patch, let alone, like, multiple, so, like, you can't put a barrier there.
Yeah. If it's like, I know, like, Steam keeps all of its pricing, like, for developers private, like, it's, like, contractually obligated, they're not allowed to release that, and it's different for every developer. So, like, they should have just done the same thing for indie games on Xbox. Like, it's like, if you're an indie game, like, you just have a smaller cash barrier.
People have said that, what's it called? People have said that, like, these are the rough percentages, though, for indie versus, like, AAA developers, right?
Oh, yeah, there are, like, estimates and stuff, based on, like, general trends and things like that.
So use the lobby link.
Oh, right, there's a new lobby link, I forgot about that. My bad. Copy link. That's gonna be...
I don't even know anyone who has an Xbox anymore.
I mean, somebody probably has a 360 that's collecting dust.
Oh yeah, I mean, like, again, like, when I go back to Texas, I'm gonna grab the 360 so I can play some Ultimax, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
But, like...
I really
like, who has an Xbox One,
like,
like, using it to play fighting?
Let's see. Like, it's like Encore, must update DLC, blah, blah. Yeah, especially, like, yeah, games that get, like, patched all the time. But that's weird, isn't it? It's, like, really weird. When you couldn't use your PC. Damn, sad times. Alright, so Banished Thought is here, and I know they specifically wanted me to talk about defensive options, which, conveniently, I can sum up in a single Twitch command. Before I get into that, let's go ahead and get their opponent, Your Local Dunce, in. Your Local Dunce already played once, so I know they're here. You're up now.
I explained to you what the defensive options were in this game, like, this week.
It's true. Wait, this week? Oh, I mean, oh yeah, you mean, like, down back and mash.
Yeah, there's that backing and there's mashing. Don't do anything else.
Alright, so there's like 2 layers to this, right? So, if you want to block something, all you gotta do is down back, because that beats like a lot of options, or mash, because anything that any other direction would have helped you in, mash can beat it. So, fuck it. Just do those. Down back or mash.
The problem is when they cross you up, you have to make sure that you mash in the correct direction.
Yes.
But theoretically possible.
Theoretically, that's all you gotta do. But, in terms of options that are available for you, at least on a mechanic stance, you can type !DEFENSE. Defense? Yeah. Okay, cool. So if you type !defense into Twitch chat, you'll be provided a link from a post I made, like 4 years ago? I don't know. Let me double check, actually.
Oh, seriously? I'm gonna read this and judge you for it.
Oh, God. Like, I had so many brain cells back then, dude. You gotta... I didn't start ironing it out.
The fuck now?
Yeah. How old is this? This is 4 years ago. Yeah, it's over 4 years ago. This is insane. The exact date is February 26th, 2016, where I talk about 5 or 6 different defensive options. Basically, there's push blocking, PBGC, absolute guard, stunt doubles, aka alpha counters, ground teching, and neutral hops. So these are like a lot of things you can do while you are being comboed and or attacked. So you have to always pay really, really close attention to when your opponent's going to reset you, so on and so forth. There's never a moment where it's like you can just put down the controller. Push blocking, press light punch and medium punch at the same time, obviously, as soon as you block something. But when you have successfully push blocked, you can switch which direction you're holding guard, and that's what's called absolute guard. Because while in the situation you're in when you start push blocking, you'll always be blocking that for 25 frames. So for example, if you're down backing, you'll be down backing for 25 frames. So even if you switch it to like standing blocking, you'll be blocking low for 25 frames. And during that time, you're also blocking standing because you're holding back. So that way you are blocking both directions for 25 frames. So that's absolute guard. That's really useful for dealing with mix-ups and cross-ups and stuff, because you can't be, and you also can't be grabbed while you're in block stun. That means push blocking is really good for that.
It's also
countering, don't worry
than,
about it. What do you say?
That's shorter than you think it is. Like it's not like, oh, I'm like absolute guarding, so I can like block like a long amount of mix-ups. It'll block like maybe one mix-up if you time it correctly. 25 frames isn't that long. Like
it's about half a second. But the nice thing is that the block stun extends it, right? So like every time you end up actually blocking an attack, because of the hit stop, block stop, like you will be extending that by a few extra moments. So it'll feel like roughly half a second, but it's a little bit longer than that.
Yeah, it's just like HD, something that needs to be like applied. It's not something that you like do a lot like out of habit.
Yeah, it's not an answer. It's not an answer unless you find a situation where it's an answer to it, basically. Yeah. It's not an end-all answer.
You should be doing it every time you push block, though.
There's like, I had a conversation with who was it? Who was I talking to at CEO Talker that I had a question about, or I had a discussion about Absolute Guard? I forgot who it was. It was like me, Peck, and like one other person. And we were talking about how people should always be absolute guarding whenever they block or push block. And I had a specific counter argument to that, where it was like, there's a very specific situation based on what you're trying to do afterwards, where it might actually be better to not absolute guard. But it's mostly a Yomi thing.
If you're not PvGCing, you should try to, usually. Also, I just realized you're replying to Warlock in this fucking comment thread.
Yeah. It's been a minute.
You got a Pokemon fetish.
Damn straight he does.
I was so
His name
weird.
for a while was
like,
Guard of Warlock.
Yeah, and then he's like, if I didn't like discover my Pokemon fetish, I probably would have killed myself. And I was like, dude, that's creepy as shit. He said that.
I know, I don't doubt it, but like, whatever keeps him going, I guess. I don't know what else to say to that.
Creepiest thing I've read in a very long time.
You should go back and read some was like
Lockjaw posts.
Yeah. I will always befriend someone who has a Pokemon fetish over someone who has a undead loli fetish. Time to calm down.
Hey man, don't disrespect the best Squiggly player the game's ever seen. Oh god. People are so fucking weird, dude.
Okay.
Oh, that's the full watch.
I do respect that you didn't end that in a super, because, I mean, you kind of have a reason to conserve meter there, mostly just so you can, like, snap and get rid of red health and stuff, and you didn't really have anything you would really gain from DHing in that situation. You did get reset there, so you did lose Eliza. I don't know if, like, DHing actually would have saved your Eliza significantly.
I mean, you can get a reset off a monster, technically.
True.
But, I mean, if it's, like, to the point that you're doing full-on dizzy combos of this, I don't think you know, like, how to do resets, right? Like, you did a full-on dizzy combo and from max health, and then didn't reset, right? So I'm assuming that you don't know what resets are. So I'd work on those. I think that'd be a good thing to work on, right? Resets, that's the meta.
Yeah, at this point we're in the intermediate bracket, so it's like, we can, like, talk about specific stuff, and I don't care. But, like, we talked about before, like, we were jokingly, well, at least semi-jokingly, talking about, like, the unblockable cross-under reset from Eliza. That thing is almost impossible to block. It'll get everybody. So, like, I start looking into that. If you don't know what it is, go ahead and reach out to, like, Penny in, what's it called? The Discord. Penny uses it all the time, and it drives me insane. So that's definitely a thing.
It's just strong into L second, right?
Yes. But there are, like, certain times where it's, like, it's more likely to work because of what's going on.
Well, looks like
Penny is, like, specifically, like, put it into very specific spots in their pressure, I think. I don't know. They could just be turning off the brain. It's very possible. Thank you.
Yeah, we had actual bots in chat. What the fuck?
Yeah, I don't know where they came from, but thank you for that. HC. You're on green health though, so I mean, it was mostly just a way to do damage. I honestly don't like it, even though now you're building Kara meter and double builds meter relatively quickly. It's not that big of a deal, but you always want to save a meter to snap away that red health. What?
Why do all the bots have Hispanic names?
Well, where do you think these bots are coming from?
India?
Probably not. I don't think most bots are not from India. They're usually like northern Africa, like usually like urban areas there.
I would always assume India or China.
I have seen a lot of Chinese bots lately. I guess that's fair. I don't know about India. I don't think I've ever seen an Indian bot. Is H-Drill Fuka's only PvGC option?
Nope, technically you can do any action in the game out for PvGC.
Yeah.
For a real answer, in all practical senses, usually.
H-Drill, really?
Yeah, it's her invincible move.
I thought. Wait, is it always invincible?
Not as an assist.
Not as an assist. Okay, that's what I thought.
Yeah, but yeah, I think it's 8 frames invincible startup. But yeah, so in all practical senses, like, yeah, it's pretty much the only thing you're gonna PvGC with if you're not gonna be jumping. And PvGC jump is a very, very niche thing to be using.
Oh my god, that was clutch.
I guess there's sometimes you can do PvGC hard tag, but in those situations, I think it'd almost always be better to do PvGC drill.
That was 3 games, I think. I don't remember there being a disconnect. But yeah, like, so I spent the entire beginning pretty much talking about all the defensive options you guys have. That was mostly for Banished Thought. In terms of like actual play, we ended up mostly talking about Banished Thought just because like there was a lot about that Eliza and when to DHC and things like that. In terms of your local dunce, I mean, you did play another game, but we didn't talk about you much there either. I don't know. Do you have much to say about the Parasol?
Not really. Just do better resets.
Yeah, I guess, like, I mean, Penny has the end-all be-all guide on Parasol. Like, you can watch that pretty religiously and figure out, like, what are the best reset options she's got, some of her best cross-ups. I don't think I saw you reset with Spiral Flare too much, like, try to figure that one out, because that cross-up works way more often than it should. Also, like, Parasol is, like, always safe, that's the thing. So, like, if you play her as a solo, which you shouldn't, you can. Because of, A, H tier always makes things +2, which is dumb. And B, because her disjointed hitboxes means that she can win neutral consistently enough where it, like, if you have to play it multiple times, it's not the worst thing in the world. Generally, in Skullgirls, you never want to have to play neutral more than once, otherwise your team is considered bad. But, like, if you're playing very, very carefully and very, very smartly, you can make it work. While this isn't the best example, Fenster is one of the most well-known players that has been able to make solo Parasol work. And you can also watch a lot of Liam, who has a very, very, very good Parasol. Let's see. Dunce, what is your main team? I don't know if I've seen you play a consistent team in general. Meanwhile, we're gonna go ahead and get Great Arsenic versus Ajax to join the lobby. Great Arsenic is already here, so just Ajax. Ah yes, my 2 favorite cleaning chemicals. Arsenic and Ajax.
What color is arsenic normally?
Don't know. I think it's clear, isn't it? It's like clear, but like when light shines through it, it's like slightly orange, I think. Arsenic color. So apparently, they say arsenic is... Alright, so Great Arsenic is a specific type of arsenic, actually, believe it or not. It's not just a color. And ironically, when you look at it, it's not gray.
Is it like gray goo?
No, it's like orangish green. It's like a really weird color combination. Bizarre. Alright.
Pretty weird. It's an elixir.
We're still waiting on Ajax. Where you at, buddy? You were here earlier.
Registered trademark.
Where's the lobby link? Can't seem to find it. Oh, okay. Here you go. Just a reminder, everyone who is participating today, please join the Steam group chat. You can find the Steam group chat by typing !GG8 chat into Twitch chat. There you will find any sort of logistic information. It's the best way to communicate me about logistics during the stream. It is also, if you're looking for the latest Steam lobby link, it'll always be there because no one usually types in there. So that means it'll always be like the most recent post. Arsenic and Ajax are ready to go. Let's get started. We're almost through. Jesus Christ, it's been almost 2 hours.
Holy fuck. I need to do laundry. But I can do that whenever.
These streams used to have like 26 people, like almost every week.
Really? When?
Pretty much are. So I started in. So I took over the stream in March of 2016. So around there, the regular viewership was 2 because N had no PR skills. So I brought it up to about 30 people-ish regularly by that July, I want to say? And it stayed that way for about... Until what?
At the time I started playing the game, I guess.
You started playing around July? I thought you started playing like that winter.
No, I started playing, like, because I bought the game, but I didn't really play it because I had finals, and I was, like, doing pretty bad in school because of just fucking around too much, pretty much. Doing too many drugs, but like dead ass. I was just like drinking and like getting high too much, like, and so I was like, man, I only got like 2 years of college left. I need to like fix this, and so I had it, and then I didn't play until like between junior and senior year.
Okay. Well, in that case, it can't have been the summer then. If you played it during the school year, then it was probably that winter, right? Or like that.
Oh yeah, I remember playing it in that apartment. Yeah. So yeah, it had to be around the same time then.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was around the same time. So like right when you started joining is when we had that many people. It drops to about like 15-ish every winter, and then would go back to about high 20s to low 30s every summer. That was pretty much the trend for about 2 years, and then the last 2 years it's calmed down a lot.
Yeah. The game's dead!
I mean, you say that, but like that's one of the best parts about being a part of GG8 is like you get to see new people come. Like every year, there's like about 10 people who come in, and about 2 of them will stay long term. Like about 2-ish. Like they'll be a pretty regular member in like the normal SG General Discord, or like they'll stay on Get Gr8 forever and stuff like that. Like Yo-Yo's been here for a hot minute. I've lost track of when they joined. He's been here forever.
Yo-Yo, I'm missing now.
Mm-hmm.
This is a weird trio.
That is not the right SBO in that situation. You want to do MH SBO to make it in that corner. Because the worst part about that for Parasol specifically is that Parasol has to stay crouched. Because if you stand up, the SBO will touch her hair.
It's such a weird trio. Like, I don't hate it, I just don't think it has like any inherent synergy. Besides the Valexella thing.
Yeah. The Valexella thing is old school, like that almost always works. And if you had Parasol Anchor, then like that makes sense. Like you can always make DHC safe and stuff like that.
Parasol Val is just such a weird shell, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Or is it Val Parasol? I mean, it should be Val.
The
Parasol
order matters. It should be Val Parasol in my opinion, but
yeah.
I'm not sure.
Let's see the order. Like I didn't note that.
Oh, Parasol second. Oh, and Bella's Anchor.
Interesting. Wait, I guess like Scalpels into bikes is like pseudo safe, right?
Yeah, but now you can't DHC into Bella without getting yourself screwed, right?
I mean, that's kind of always the case.
But I mean, if you switch it to Bella, then you can always DHC into Snipe or bikes, and then you're fine.
Oh, you're talking like you can't do like the Cloud thing of like load them up with a poison vial, Dynamo DHC, and kill them.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Like you can do the orange vial stuff obviously because that's just all Valentine point shit. But yeah, you can't do the Cloud King of like kill them in one hit.
Mm-hmm. I'm not gonna ask you to switch characters by any means, but you might want to consider switching the order a little bit. Look at just how Cloud plays. Like Cloud has plenty of tournament footage. Just like look it up. Like CO.
What is that? You play Anchor, right? Like, I don't think like you're not European enough to do that.
Okay. In charge. Gotta be careful when you're dive kicking. Dive kicking is super unsafe in neutral unless you have some sort of assist to cover you. You're playing solo Squiggly. Also, playing solo Squiggly is incredibly dangerous. Doesn't really work I have a long post about that, but that post is not 100% accurate, so I'm not even gonna link it.
Oh man, American Reset.
Okay, got the poison vial. You have 3 meter. Let's see the DHC. You can kill her.
Yeah. Level 3, I think. Right? Oh no, I'm gonna do level 1.
Oh,
look, you said
okay. So you could have
You
gone
couldn't
to
even
level
just
3 and then you killed. If you went into level 1, you could have gone into another level 1 and then still killed. You had all
Like,
the opportunity to kill there.
It's OTG short, and then he just needed to press short again to pick up. What happened there?
Yeah, so for
was
those of you
me-
guys who don't know, whenever your opponent's in a knockdown state, it takes 2 hits of a normal. I said that very deliberately. A normal to be able to make someone restand. There are certain normals that have very specific properties that'll make them restand faster, like in a single hit. But like if you just hit exactly what Kenji said, if you did the standing leg kick twice, you would have been able to pick them up off of OTG and just kept on going. You would have been fine.
Yeah. No, I assume that's just the dropped input though.
Yeah.
Like.
And
I
you
was just
probably
so-
know this at this level, but I'm just gonna say it just in case. When you DHC, the next super costs 1 meter less. So you could, even though you had 3 meter, you could have gone from level 1 to level 3. I don't know if there was like some sort of, like you psyched yourself out or something, but that will always work.
It costs 1 meter less, but not below 1. So level 1 to level 1 will always cost the full amount. It's when you go into a level 2 or level 3 super, or level 5.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, it is. If you have the option, it is always more damage. It is more damage and and the same amount of resource to go from level 1 to level 3 than just do level 3. Except like unless you're gonna like be willfully obtuse and say, well, if I do level 1 into debt mode, that's not more damage. But like, you know what I'm saying.
Yeah. I mean, you're plus. You can actually, like, if you, depending on when you went into depth mode, you could still get an extra
I mean, if
strength
you,
in.
I'm meaning finishing the combo.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Solo Squiggly is in contention for like worst character in the game.
It is impossible because Squiggly's so meter starved, and that single-handedly like cripples her so much.
And you can't dual charge because you have no neutral control.
The only time you can build charge is if you have a hit confirmed. You can go into the Daisy route, but even then, that has a consequence. Like, yeah.
It's like this, like Solo Painwheel, Solo Robo, right? Like people always talk about being like the possible worst characters in the game.
Back in the day, like,
actively
Team
trolling.
Optimal was like what, like Val Squiggly Painwheel. Like that was considered like quote unquote Team Optimal, which was like the parody team. Like you never play that unless you have no idea what you're doing.
Yeah. And again, that's like worst in the game without like actively trolling. Like, hey, I'm gonna run like Parasol, Misfortune, like Robo, all with taunt assist.
Yeah. Yeah, Arpeggio is tough there if you get push blocked, but it was a smart idea to end in Arpeggio because that is +1 on block if what's it called? If your opponent doesn't push block. If they push block, then they can guarantee cancel you or punish you. Is it cancel? Punish.
Got
Blocks.
him. Okay, good.
You should be push blocking. Like almost all of that should have been push blocked.
I didn't finish the combo. That should have been dead. Nope. Yeah.
That
doesn't
works.
work. Oh, now you're behind the 8-ball. Gotta cancel the super, convert that. That would have been dead again.
A couple of other small tricks, like Squiggly versus Parasol specifically. Parasol only has a single light button that they can press to be able to stop you from push blocking into SBO. And no one uses it. I think it's like 2 hits of standing light kick. Like that's it. If your opponent does not start with 2 hits of standing light kick and you're blocking, push block the first hit and go into SBO. 100% of the time will work. People consider that matchup absolutely trash for Parasol for that reason alone.
Oh, by the way, when you're Starabella and you're blocking SBO, you can PVGC lock and load.
Lock and load?
Or sorry,
Reflector. Right?
deflector.
Yeah.
Yeah, same thing.
It looks pretty similar actually in hindsight. But I guess the entire startup of it is different.
Yeah, but yeah, so if you're blocking SBO, that should be a free deflector every time, especially if you see they're not jumping.
Yeah, good stuff.
'Cause obviously they can jump it and then it's bad for you, but like most Squigglies won't. And I don't think it's something you can do in reaction for the most part.
If you want to stick
Like,
to
you
Solo
can
Squiggly, by the way, go ahead and keep playing Solo Squiggly. I'm just gonna say that for the time being. Like for the time being, it's fine, but you might want to start considering. Like you're at the level where you might want to start considering adding another character. On top of that, though, the combos you were using were extremely unoptimal. Like they were doing about 5.5 to 6K.
Just say bad.
Yeah, like if you want better combos, reach out to me. Like I have better combos, a lot of them. So like I can give you the tech if you want it, but in terms of what you were currently doing, like, it was fine. At least you were consistent, and I respect that. But it might be... It's about time, especially because you're playing at an intermediate level. We got to start talking about, like, transitioning to more optimal stuff. It's time to pick up more combos and learn more routes. Let's see. Sneap, Soul Surge. Is that it? Yeah, that's the final match of the evening. Let's go!
Yes. Oh my god. Well, it was a bad choice.
If at any point you're too tired and you just want to drop out, it's all you. Like, you can go ahead and do that.
No, I'm good, man. I've been awake for like maybe 4 hours, so like I'm good.
Alright.
I slept like
getting
fucking
hits
weird though.
aren't the whiff punishing off a super crouching hard punch.
What characters do well solo? None of them really. Valentine's probably the best.
Who was the best, you said?
Valentine.
Yeah. I guess.
Probably. Like, Valentine, Parasol are probably the best.
Yeah, I was gonna say Parasol is like a pretty good runner-up.
But, like, again, I think both of those characters will just do better with even, like, a halfway decent team play. You need to have a certain, like... You need to be a certain type of player to play a solo. Like, and not just, like, get your shit pushed in. And not get your shit pushed in because you're playing a solo, right? Like, like, Outlaw Spike, like, isn't the best player in the world, right? Unless you listen to that weird Russian guy. But, like, he doesn't lose because he's playing a solo most of the time. You know what I mean? It's like that. Whereas, like, there's a lot of times that, like, Wing has lost because he's playing a solo. There's a lot of times that Wing has won because he's playing a solo, but, like, I don't think solo, like, Philly is very good just because Wing does well. Like, it's just how Wing plays.
Wing is just that good, honestly. Like, that's how you can sum it up.
Yeah,
I was going to suggest that, like, solo ban might be good online, but they're nerfing that with the GGPO.
But yeah, I mean, like... Yeah, no. Like solo band is king on Wi-Fi, but like now you can see who's on Wi-Fi and like better net play is gonna kind of cripple that a little bit. But like in all seriousness, like there are a lot of like basically what makes a good solo is someone who isn't reliant on meter because like you're gonna be saving your meter to heal your life back, and also someone who has tools to make themselves safe and win neutral very very easily. While Squiggly has the latter. She doesn't have the former, and that cripples her a lot because her dependency on meter is way higher than most other characters. She needs it to convert on anything.
Yeah, the question more isn't like who's good solo; it's are you a solo player? I think that's like the bigger thing. I think that's a bigger question than character choice.
I guess that's true.
Like there are like certain solo peacocks, right, that are like very annoying to deal with, and there are solo peacocks that are like complete garbage. You know what I mean? Like it's the same thing, and it's literally just like a playstyle thing. It's not a character option like thing.
Yeah. I guess the character thing comes second. The first thing is first is like, are you a solo player? And then like after that, the character comes in.
One important thing though, if you're gonna play solo, is you need to like optimization comes in a lot earlier, but also you have less to work on, like because
you don't have to learn 6B and Bs with every other character, so you're fine.
Yeah, but it like if you're playing solo, doing like optimal shit becomes way more important because you're on it. One, like, you're only getting hits with that character, and two, you're going to be getting a lot less hits because you don't have an assist, so you're always at a disadvantage in neutral compared to where you would be otherwise.
Oh, I should also mention a third condition. Like, I know we just, like, transitioned away from this, but, like, the third condition that makes a character a good character is a good reversal. Squiggly definitely does not have one of those. She does not have any reliable reversals whatsoever. You might say Syria DP, and that's wrong. It's super inconsistent. Alright, so to this thing, we got the round start. Both people running up, instantly anti-airing, good awareness. That's like really, really clean. Oh, okay. I guess I'm using crouching hard punch a little too fast.
Here's some bad combos. Oh wow, I cannot believe that you were able to block that pillar. That was insane. You got these? Okay, this isn't the right one, but if this works for you, don't drop it. It's just gonna take forever. Oh, he tried to do the real one. He tried to do the real one and he fucked up.
Okay. Long story short, there are better double snaps for her. The reason it's really, really important.
He tried to do the real one at the end and he fucked up.
Yeah, I know. So like, if you know the real one, practice it. Like, learn it and make it a part of your like muscle memory really, really quickly. Because, I mean, you probably already know this, but just to make sure it's very clear, double snaps matter a lot because the faster you do it and the more unlinked your strings are, then the more damage you'll do, and that you deny your opponent meter that way. Your opponent's characters that have red health will heal faster while you're double snapping, and they will. Well, I shouldn't say characters, character, because like that's the only time you. Well, I guess characters. Yeah. I guess there's a way to make.
Also, like if you do the more optimal ones, there's less opportunity to drop because they die faster.
Yeah. Also,
and typically they're easier too because they're just like 1 or 2 repeating buttons.
Yep.
Fuku is super easy. It's like one of the easiest. It's a weird combo.
Oh, okay. Backdash a little too much. Oh, yeah. Didn't convert. Sucks. And you convert
remember
max distance crushing radius.
The issue I used to have with doing fucking double snaps.
No.
I would like happy birthday Monica to the corner like every single game we played, and then I like didn't know a double snap, so it didn't matter.
Yeah. It's one of those things where it's like people always put aside, like it's like, oh, I don't have to worry about it that much, but it's like, no, it's like one of those things where you might not get to use it all the time, but when you do get to use it, it's so important that you can't afford to.
But I got them all the time, and I refused to learn one still. Like it was just like, and I mean, you and her would just like yell at me all the time.
Not surprised. It sounds like something I would get upset about. It's like, holy shit, learn one.
It's just so funny. But they're really important because they're like the highest risk reward thing like in the game, right? You're killing a character for literally like no investment. Like you should, if you have the opportunity to, you should always do a double snap. Almost always. Like there's really, really rare situations, but like it's like the only thing that gives you any sort of like threat a lot of the time too, because like otherwise they'll just call out assists like willy-nilly because it doesn't fucking matter then, and assists are like fucking broken. Like, if you think about it, you can put out a hitbox that's either high hit stun, armored, takes up the full screen, directional, like, all this shit, while blocking. Like, assists are fucking broken if you think about them in, like, normal fighting game terms. So having some threat that's, like, makes them actually risky to throw out is very, very important. Like, double snaps are more important than, like, you would think, given that, like, they're kind of in, like, afterthought. But, like, they're very important, because you need to be able to threaten, like, against your opponent's assist calls, besides just counter calling.
Yeah. Other than that, there were only a couple other comments I would really make, like clean up some of the links, you guys were dropping. That's just a little bit of practice and a couple of weird hitboxes. Just practice specifically against the characters you're dropping against, specifically for the Fukuwa. Painwheel, I noticed you were trying to fly forward a lot more than, or like at inopportune moments. Like especially at round start, you got caught by a character with like a really solid anti-air. Multiple anti-airs, like even if you stayed low to the ground, you would have been screwed. So, like, if you're gonna use flight, make sure you're making an opportunity for yourself to fly first before you actually commit to that. Was the Painwheel player the one with the parasol, or was that their opponent?
There's Painwheel Parasol versus Fukuwa Double.
Fukuwa Double, okay. Yeah, both those characters have plenty of anti-airs against you, so like it's just a bad time for Painwheel all around. But you can still make opportunities for yourself to take advantage of flight. But more often than not, just take advantage of flight as flight cancels. Like, just get a situation where you can apply pressure and then flight cancel to mix for days. That's, like, your very high-level game plan should start from there. Because just flying around and trying to weave in between projectiles and stuff is not going to work against that team. There was something else I wanted to say, and I don't remember now. Shit. Whatever, that's something to work on. But yeah, so that's about it. That's all the matches for today. Thank you for everyone who's stuck around since the beginning. That was one hell of a stream. Super shoutouts to Kenji and Sam, because Kenji is a lot smarter than me and Sam's a good time. Thank you for supporting the stream. And I will see you all next time. If you liked what we did here and want to apply your skills in a practical tournament, do not fret.
Get a job, you bum! Get a fucking job!
Well, if you're done with your shift for the day, then you can join us on Wednesday for 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central. We host a tournament using standard major rules, so you can join us for that. But if you're just here for the practice, don't be afraid. We will be back every Saturday at 3 p.m. Central, 4 p.m. Eastern, etc., etc. I don't have anything else to say.
Doctor! No, Doctor, hold on. You have to say bye to me, too, is what I'm getting at.
Nah.
They didn't even say bye to me. Like I'm the author of some shit.
Bye, oh no, they said bye. Thank you, Doctor.
He said the stream has been done by Crank, then he bid me salutations.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's the tech. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'll see you later. Peace.